Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to the Nerd Herd podcast. We're going to continue our One Piece Navy adventure. Where we last left off, our friends here, our group, our party, was participating in the Strong Arm Rumble, a specific event created by two of the warlords, Puma and Lucas Lockhart, to decide who was indeed the strongest. The winner would get a total of 5 devil fruits, the number one being the Opie no Mi, a very famously powerful devil fruit. As you might have heard, as of, well, to you guys it would be like last week's, but technically it's 2 weeks. Our friends absolutely failed in that aspect, mostly because James, a Yonko, intervened, causing absolute chaos and everyone to run in separate directions. And so, as we're going to begin, we're going to start straight right after the chaos. The group has just reached their ship, and yeah, we'll start it off from there. So, as you guys approach your ship, I'm going to actually hold the mic, it'd probably be better. As you guys approach the ship, Harry and Ken Goro have been grievously injured. And as soon as you approach, Dr. Spectre, who has stayed on the ship, sees you guys approaching, and immediately he starts yelling down to the other crew members below, like Eric and Paul, your guys' they deal with cargo. They came running up, and Dr. Spectre goes, "Get those two down right now. Get them into my office. I need to start helping these guys out immediately." As he takes his coat off and bundles Harry's limp and quite bloody body, he looks over to the rest of you with a look of not really anger. It's more like a protective layer of fear and concern as he looks to his captain, Quinn Cook, and just goes, "What happened out there? How did this happen to this boy? What were you doing in there?"
You know, my friend, it feels like it's been about 2 weeks since these events have occurred. And honestly, in the heat of the moment, I don't really know. I told my boy, go get the prize that we're here for. If James gets it, the world is doomed. He, like a brave little boy that he is, following his dad's orders, he went and not only did he grab that, but he survived all of the hockey clashes until James saw him. I directed him to eat it so that it wouldn't fall into the wrong hands, and I made a lapse of my judgment. I didn't realize how bad that could be, not only for me and the crew, but me personally as a father. Watching my kid get decked like that, it made me realize. I'm so sorry, Spectre. I'm trauma dumping. Cut that.
We are not going to cut that. No, he kind of like nods his head vigorously as he in a motion of
Basically,
like hurried understanding, and he kind of goes, "I understand, Captain. I'll do my best to try to save your son."
What happened is, in the heat of the moment, I didn't want the bad thing to happen, and Harry got backhanded. The wall behind him cracked, and the building behind him crumbled. He got bodied, unfortunately. But after seeing Heath?
Oh no.
No, Heath is having a reaction to the pain he suffered, and he's kind of floating in between consciousness.
After seeing how ruthless this true evil can be, I realized that we need to kill James. But we don't need to just kill James. We need to do it in a way that is disgraceful. The Mop Boy's gonna kill him.
Speaking of which, I'm going to reach into my jacket pocket, and I'm going to pull out Bamillo, who is mostly unconscious because he took a lot of damage as well. Be like, patch this one up too. Malka, I'm going to put you in charge of having Bamillo train the Mop Boy. And Harry.
As you pull Bamillo out of your pocket, despite the grievous injuries, you do notice he's somehow remaining conscious. And as you pull him out of your pocket, he despite the grogginess, he gets to his feet and he kind of looks around and kind of goes, "What?" And without any hesitation, Malka punches him in the face, knocking him unconscious. Throwing him over his shoulder, he nods to you and he kind of goes, "All right, don't worry about it." I'll make sure that he doesn't do anything crazy. But then he stops, and he turns and looks at you with unflinching eyes as he kind of glares at you and kind of goes, "But one thing you need to understand is, it doesn't matter how much you wish for something like this to happen. He is a Blaymore brother. The only reason that I managed to join this crew in the first place is because I got actively beaten by your captain. And with the honor of losing a duel, I joined the group. My brother here, out of all of the Blaymore brothers, is the only one that will not see any sort of reason for any sort of reason. I fear that we're going to need to reach a place where we can actively sort this feud he has with Heath. Or our ship is going to be destroyed."
Well, I mean, that's what the training is for.
Hey, Cordell.
He gets to let out everything he wants. And, I mean, my way of training people, I pretty much beat them to death anyways, so this works perfectly.
And, Cordell.
Yeah.
Heath, in and out of consciousness, he kind of just, he's kind of wakes up and he's like, "I beat him."
As
he's
talking
about Bomelo.
Heath falls over. C4 from up in the crow's nest kind of looks down and goes, "Wow, you guys look like you guys got taken down by some sort of like otherworldly beast. What is going on down there? Are you guys okay?" And he starts crawling down the crow nest, and he runs down over to where you are, Heath. Yeah. And he kind of starts smacking your face. He goes, "Don't go to sleep. Come on, wake up. Hey, you got it. You got this. Hey.
What?
I'm sorry, man. Hey, I'm sorry. I just kind of I missed you guys. I kind of was by myself for 2 hours, and
he
sweet.
just goes to dap him up, and he just
you guys dap each other up. It's really nice. Hey, in any case, you guys need to get out of there before you guys all get brutally killed.
Hey, Becky, who was that guy who just came from the crow's nest?
Oh, that's C4. He was the guy I was going to put in charge of the village when we were away, but he decided to join the crew.
That's my friend.
He's imaginary, isn't he? All right.
No,
I'll play along with this bit. I see what you're doing.
He exists.
As you guys get on the ship and you start weighing anchor and leaving the island, Mark Jones and the Albert Sons Pirates happen to pass you by. With a quick wave, Mark yells back, "Hope to see you at some other point, Captain Cook."
Just don't get bought out by those nasty Kroger pirates.
"That will not be a problem so long as I have breath in my lungs, my friend. I will see you around, my brother." And he, with a swing of the wheel, his ship disappears in the opposite direction.
"I'll see you in the back room."
So, as we're all standing on the deck of the ship preparing to go, Jackboot goes over to the captain and says, "So, what happens now?"
After being humiliated at the strong arm rumble, I've decided that we need to become more powerful. This dream of creating justice isn't just something you can play around with. Clearly, we're not up near the level that we need to be to seriously take up that mantle.
Wait, I've got an idea. And I'm going to sit there and I'm going to remember the 3v1 that I had a pretty good time with. But they were all really strong fighters. And I think we need to find out where they went. If we want to get stronger, fighting opponents like them are just the ones we need. Well, you guys need. I think I'm perfectly fine doing that.
But is it worth it? Most of us don't stand a chance against one of these people. Especially that guy. As I point to the random guy in the crow's nest.
C4, from up above, kind of sits there, and he kind of yells back down. He goes, "Hey, is there something that we got on the ship that can deal with horrible headaches? I've been having one all day. Do we have aspirin or something?"
And he just, "Here, have an orange." Heath Slater just pulls out an orange out of his pocket and tosses it up.
"Oh, hey, thanks, Heath."
They help. They really help.
Actually, you know what? I know just the first place to start with making all of you stronger. I'm going to activate my Conqueror's Hockey.
Okay, so you activate your Conquerors, correct? From down below, you hear Dr. Specter's voice yell out, "What is going on up there?" And you hear stomping noises. He runs up and he kind of like, he opens up the hatch and he stands up and he goes, "That level of power is not working very well with that young boy downstairs. The activation of the Conqueror's Haki is causing his body to completely seize up. He's having a seizure right now. If you don't stop, his heart is
Alright,
going
I'll
to fail."
shrink it to this deck, and I'm going to condense it to just on top of the deck of the ship.
As you do that, Spectre kind of like looks at you, sweat pouring down his brow, a mask over his face, and his gloves on, like kind of bloodied up. As he looks and he kind of goes,
They said
This
they wanted
ship-
to get stronger, so I'm making them stronger.
"If there's any possible way, then other than brawling on this ship, I highly suggest it. Find
I'm
an
not gonna
island or
brawl.
something."
I'm not going to brawl, I'm just going to passively have this on.
Whatever. And he walks back down and closes the hatch with a bang. Apollo's standing off to the side, kind of like looking out to the sea, kind of like turns around and kind of looks to you guys and kind of goes, "The doctor does bring up a pretty good point. If we're going to start, training and actually trying to get ourselves more powerful, the best way to do that sort of thing, to unlock our most powerful destructive capabilities, is to do so on an area that doesn't really restrict us. Finding another ship can do good in terms of learning some hockey, but with the more destructive capabilities, for instance, my elemental weapons, I would prefer a space where we don't have to worry about possibly destroying the ship."
Again, find where those 3 went.
Who exactly were you guys fighting? Who was with you? I was with you, wasn't I?
Yeah.
I believe most of the guys that we were fighting on that was part of Kroger's crew, if I'm not incorrect.
Were they?
You see,
all
the
part of
Kroger's
crew?
Kroger's crew was involved, and then there was another mysterious crew that I heard off wind that the name of their crew was the Gryffindor Pirates. Their captain, Zebra Griffin, is a mystery. All of his intentions and knowledge for that guy specifically is kind of unknown at this point. He seems to be a no-name that everyone's kind of kept under wraps on purpose. I don't know
Then
exactly
they're
why.
the perfect target.
That may be, but
What do you think, Captain?
Well, my eyes have been opened, and I realize that I've just been kind of barreling my way through justice. But I think I'm gonna do something for once, and I'm gonna take my crew into consideration. Ugh.
I know, I feel
Except for the
same
one
way.
with the broom.
Jack Boot interrupts, and she says, "Look, stronger is all well and good, but we are a navy. What we need is more. We need more fighters, more ships, more outposts. We can't just fight every pirate, every person we see. We have to establish ourselves."
So, I ask you then, Jack Boot, what do you suggest?
I look out on the island. Are there any people still milling about on the island?
from like where you guys had the strong arm rumble,
Yeah.
you guys are kind of drifting away from that shore, and as you look, so the crowd, most of the crowd, there was a hidden alcove where most of them had their ships. At this point, especially since most of the arena got destroyed because of James's arrival, a lot of ships are gone. There's like a few milling about, but they seem to mostly be civilian sorts. No one that you would consider like could be designated fighters. But yeah, there's like maybe like 3 or 4 at the
you
distance
don't
that you're at.
necessarily need just fighters.
That's
No.
true. You could try to see if there's anyone from the media.
We also need more mop boys. I'm done cleaning up literally.
Nope, we'll
everything.
need one of those.
I'll take a dump right now on the poop deck.
Apollo kind of looks over to the rest of you guys and nods his head, and kind of he looks to you, Jacko, as he kind of nods and goes, "You
want
bring up a
more
good
mop
point.
boys?
If we
Train
are
them
trying to be
yourself.
the Navy, wouldn't it be best to choose our battles more specifically? And even more importantly, yeah, we do need more people. However, one thing that I do want to point out is with the mock Navy still running about, it's going to be very difficult trying to convince people that our Navy is going to be better. The old Navy was absolutely covered with like horrific criminals in the guise of authority
Wait.
and corrupt officials. There's no way that we can really win them over without doing something that shows them how good we are. And on top of that, speaking of this evil Navy, after what happened on Watchtower Island, I wouldn't be surprised if we're on their radar, which could prove could prove troublesome. At that point, from your personal office, Captain Cook, you hear a bang, bang,
Oh, the snail!
bang.
The snail! I run down the stairs and answer the snail.
You grab a hold of the snake. On the other line, you hear a very shaken and kind of old voice. And you hear, hello? Is someone there?
Yes, sir. I'm here.
Oh, yes, finally. My saviors. Listen, I know this is hard to believe, especially since you haven't heard anything about the Celestial Dragon in such a long time. My name is Malcolm. Malcolm DeLongnay. You do not know who Rich was from the original Fruity Pebble Pirates, but this is in fact his father. Canon moment. One of the 4 Celestial Dragons. And as you answer, he kind of goes, listen, I can't talk for much. I fear I'm being followed. I am the last of the Celestial Dragons to my understanding. Mavis escaped the battlefield, but I recently heard through the mail and through the newspapers that he died on some sort of island. I believe the island I'm on right now is called Wheelbarrow Island. I drifted ashore a few months ago, but finally managed to get a snail to get contact, a Din Mushy. I am in need of urgent medical assistance. If you pick me up, I may or may not have something that could be beneficial.
With all due respect, all this time you're wasting talking, people are catching up to you. You've given us all we need. We'll be there as fast as we can be.
Understood. I'll stand by. It's still a day's journey, as far as I can tell. How far off are you?
Malka, how far away are we from Wheelbarrow Island?
Malka looks to the sky and judges by the stars as it is getting late, and he kind of rubs his bearded chin as he looks up and goes, "We're about a day's away. You said it was from Wheelbarrow Island?"
Yes, sir.
I've been there once before. That's about a day's away, but never mind. I guess I'll find out for myself. Anyways, we'll get there as post-haste. Boggle, put the pedal to the metal, so to speak. And from his steering wheel, Boggle kind of like nods his metallic head and kind of goes, understood, Malka. Heave-ho!
Alright, Malcolm, we're about a day's journey away. Keep yourself safe, keep yourself hidden. We'll be there as fast as possible.
Understood. He's here. Alright then. Hopefully, you'll at least be able to find my body. They won't get anything out of me. I can promise you that. Hope to see you soon, Captain Cook. And with that, the Denden Mushi goes silent.
Alright, out of character. Who's going through this portal with me?
Portal?
The door fruit.
I'll go with. Can you
Okay,
make a portal?
look. All right. I know that this is the awakened copy fruit, and I know the base ability of the door of the copy fruit is for any fruit that is cataloged or that you have seen. You can use.
That one is 100% cataloged.
The door fruit
In the show, it is.
That's a. What are you talking about?
That's
is there
Bluno.
actually a door fruit?
Yeah, Bluno.
Oh.
Wait,
Marine
has he
Four.
had the
Oh,
copy
I thought that you were
fruit?
talking about as in Dr. Wolf's. Okay,
Well,
did not
Dr.
know
Wolf
this.
does have that. That's what, canonically, that's what we say he has, because that's what it does.
Oh.
It opens portals.
I had no idea that was actually a canon fruit.
No.
Though I don't know if it's limited to places you've been or not.
I couldn't tell you.
Well, there must be some.
I could
kind
take
of-
Malka.
Yeah.
Well, okay, so you're planning on using the door fruit?
Probably.
Okay, so here's the thing. This is, I guess I don't know if I'm talking in character as an NPC or not. So Malko's your navigator, and as much as you guys, he could probably give instructions to Boggle. If you take him with you, if something were to go wrong, I don't think anyone in the crew would be capable of finding their way back.
Fair.
Also, as Apollo would definitely mention it.
Also-
If you, I'm assuming you let the group know what is going on.
Oh yeah, I would walk up and address them.
Okay, so Apollo would definitely make sure to mention you as he kind of looks over, kind of worried at you, and he kind of goes, Captain, no offense. I understand your capabilities, and I understand how strong most of the members of our crew are. But how do we know that we aren't already walking into a trap? If this is a celestial dragon, and he knows who we are, doesn't that seem a bit concerning? The only notable thing that we've done is approach Watchtower Island. And the only people that would know that, since Johnny Force controls the press on that island, would be members of the Navy, and high-ranking ones at that. If we walk in through that door, and you only bring a few of us, there's a very high chance that this could go south pretty quick. And if you leave most of us here on the boat, and you were to say be captured, we would show up way too late.
Here's my other problem. It's a celestial dragon. Now, even I have to say that you don't have to be a genius to know all of the cruel things a celestial dragon has done. Even some of the younger ones must have heard the stories by now. Do we stick to our ideas of justice and help this man as we've promised? Even though he's probably done some terrible, terrible things in his lifetime.
I do believe that every single human being has a chance of redemption. But,
I only bring this up because I've seen it with my eyes, firsthand, of the cruel things they've done. You know, the only reason that the major portions of the slave trade disappeared was because because of Barry's group taking over. The Celestial Dragons profited heavily off of it.
Keeps later, he kind of goes back into consciousness, like listening to the, and he kind of says, I mean, I used to be part of a pirate crew, not really active, but I used to be part of a pirate crew. I joined the old Navy, and I did some stuff there.
Wait, you were a pirate?!
Not
Man.
I'm gonna throw him in the brig.
As you drag him off, the
He's
rest
like-
of the
he's
crew
like-
kind
he's
of
like,
hold
wait,
you
wait,
back.
no.
Gentlemen, before we go any further, oftentimes we talk about doing the right and wrong thing, and usually there's a pretty distinct line, would you say?
Usually, yeah.
I believe that each line is personal. There's a right and wrong for me. There's a right and wrong for Jackboot. There's a right and wrong for a celestial dragon. Is it not right for us to go save an old man, as we are his only cry for redemption? We are the only people who could potentially go and save this man. And personally, I believe that not one life is more or less than any other life. So would you not do this for anyone else if they were just a regular civilian? Or if they were a high-ranking Navy member? Would you not save this person?
I will say this also, Captain. This is a form of finalization in this conversation. From my understanding, not only does the Celestial Dragon, despite their seediness and horrible nature, I would know my grandfather was one of the four. I've heard stories of the information that they hold. The chief being that one of the four dragons always held the Sun God fruit, a very powerful devil fruit, one that maybe one of you guys can use to your advantage. If he were to be the one that actually held it, there's a chance that we can use the devil fruit itself, or maybe him if we can catch him alive, and that power to our advantage, to further instate our power. But I'm not sure. Xena, Craven, what do you two think? As Apollo turns over Xena and Craven, who have been arguing this whole time, as Craven is holding 4 fruits in his hand and is trying to eat one. Xena and him kind of stop arguing for a moment and turn around. They kind of just both shrug as they were not paying any attention, and Apollo just slaps his forehead, then turns back and kind of goes, "What's our group consensus?"
Well, you guys know mine. Regardless of power, status, or whatever someone may have to offer, I believe that the new Navy should be a place where anyone can turn to for assistance in anything. It could be finding a cat. It could be a desperate cry for help when you're on death's bed. We should be there for anything and everything. That is my personal belief as captain.
I agree.
And from the brig, because Beckett-4's put him there, because it's in like the middle of the deck. You know how like those ships have that.
Yeah,
brig?
the
That's where
cages.
the
Yeah,
brig is,
yeah.
And he just kind of like holds on the bars and lifts, like kind of lifts himself up a little bit. He can't do a full pull up, but he's like, I agree. We should go help. I mean, I used to be, if this guy lives to finish, I used to be part of a pirate crew, not exactly a pirate, and I was part of the old Navy, but now I'm here doing good things, trying to at least. So maybe we should help this person make good decisions as well.
I'm gonna poke him with his own mop. Quiet you.
And he's like, "Ow! I'm not a pirate."
All right.
Rufus will just go. I believe that when we picked up this mantle, that each of us designated his own life to serving the greater good, no matter what the cause. I think when we accepted this role, that we decided that we would do good no matter what, no matter who's asking, because it's our job. I will go with you.
Thank you, Rufus.
I think we are all in agreement, Captain.
Okay.
Let's set sail.
This begs the question. This man is a celestial dragon. I know that you all are worried about potential trap setting, or we might step in the wrong area. To what extent are we willing to go rescue this man? Are we willing to all go through a portal to be at his side now? Or do we make the day's journey and risk him no longer being there? I know that some of you are wary, but I believe that we should do as much as we can.
As you speak of this, Craven, who had been quite quiet, unbeknownst to his own nature, as he is very full of bravado, he suddenly, there's like that moment where, a character who seemingly doesn't usually think that much suddenly has,
An
thinks
epiphany?
of something, an epiphany. He suddenly pauses, and his eyes, the pupils, shrink as his eyes get as big as saucers, and he kind of goes, "Celestial Dragon. Wait, and you said he's in need of help?
Yes, sir.
And that the last thing he said was that someone was there. That, to be more specific,
He's
was
here.
there? There's only one person that the fake Navy that Johnny Forge would send to find a celestial dragon. There's only one bounty hunter that would go that far. It's a former bounty hunter I would know. He's talking about Snake. The man himself. Barry's right hand. The leader of the Bounty Hunters Association. He's the only one that he would send. And if that's true, then him and the Vinland pirates are already on the island. There's no chance that we can do anything against these guys. Trust me. They've already been waiting. Possibly for days. As far as you know, they already had a knife to his throat on the conversation in the first place. Think about it. There's no way that newspaper would have gone to the island. Malka, you were saying earlier, I overheard how you were seemingly curious about how Wheelbarrow Island and us getting there would affect things, considering that's where James and Johnny had their final brawl. That island would be in pieces by now. He wouldn't have been able to get any mail in at all. It'd be impossible unless he somehow got a stork out of the sky. For an old man, that's impossible. Walking into a trap.
Alrighty, Boggle.
And-
Hit the secret button. We're heading there right now.
And Heath Slater from the brig, he's like, "What? There's snakes on the island, and there's guys from Finland. That's not that bad."
Craven turns and looks at you, Captain Cook, and he kind of shakes his head and goes, "Man, that guy's kind of a dim bulb, huh?" Man, these fruits I found over there on that island were pretty cool.
Craven, I appreciate your epiphany, because I am not one to think things through very well. I like to think about ethics I actually went to DFU. Ask me about that later.
Oh, Devil Fruit University?
Yes, sir.
No, that's quite... I think Rufus graduated from there as well.
I know. We
Yeah.
were actually classmates back in the day.
That's actually insane.
Indeed.
I was gonna
lore.
go there, but my dad wanted me to be a pirate.
All right,
Shut
Singer
up,
boy.
Heath. Anyways. Craven is kind of a jerk, but...
Craven, I appreciate you and your logical thinking here. This has led me to believe we should still attempt to go rescue him. However, I deem it best we take that day's travel and we run shifts as we travel. That way each of us can get a full rest in as we go head towards this island.
Boggle, press the secret button.
Boggle... Alright, 22. Boggle, so to speak, hits the special button as he kind of goes, understood. Former Vice Admiral. And he, like, turns around and he kind of goes, zoop, and he clicked a button in the middle of the wheel, and all at once it kind of, you kind of feel yourselves kind of accelerating somehow. You're not even sure how it's even possible.
Oh, I know how. The secret upgrades from Tony Kellogg.
Oh my
Yeah?
goodness.
Tony, like, kind of walks up from down below and kind of goes, got that engine pumping. You guys kind of hit the pedal to the metal, so to speak. Alright. And from that point on, you guys have a full day's travel. If there's any interactions you wish to have with NPCs, now would be a good time. Otherwise, I do have a slight cinematic overnight.
Can I come out of the brig now?
Yes.
So do we have
I only
any-
let you out because I noticed that nothing was clean on the ship.
except for the brig. It was
Except for the
sparkling.
brig. The
Actually-
brig is sparkling.
Actually, I do have... There will be 2 cinematics, actually, now that I think about it. One question I have. Jackboot, would you be in the kitchen after this point, overnight?
Well, I've got plans in the kitchen.
Oh,
but
okay.
First, do we have any crew on this ship other than
So-
our named people?
So, there's our named people. You have Eric and Paul, who are in charge of cargo, and then there's a total of 5 other guys who kind of don't really necessarily have a purpose. They're kind of groupies of Heath Slater.
Oh yeah.
But they do kind of help. They help around wherever they see best. They're
Okay.
basically the underlings of everybody on the ship.
Have we
Oddly
got-
enough, they're really bad at all of the cleaning things Heath Slater has taught them.
Yeah,
Yeah.
they're pretty bad at
he
it.
tries his best, but they're all like, "Whoa!"
They're extremely lazy,
Don't
but
use the stick end of
they-
the broom.
they have passion. You know, they're there for the mission.
Have we got any cannons on the ship?
Yes,
It's like,
Okay.
shoot.
there would be a few. Your ship is roughly the size of the Ark, like
Yeah,
the
I'm just
biblical
thinking-
accurate.
We really need some more crew on this ship.
You do.
It's feeling kind of stretched, understaffed. We wouldn't need to keep watches if we had more people. But I'm just thinking that stuff. Like, oh, I could really use some more people. But I do have stuff I want to do during this time.
All right.
As you say that, one of the henchmen is eating just the pepper.
Oh, yeah. Okay, well, that's one unexpected guess, but in any case, okay, so you have something you want to do. Anyone else? Just so I have that in mind before I kind of start throwing things
I
out.
also
No, I'm
wanted
just
to do
not.
some
Yeah,
stuff.
I have something.
Okay, so you 3
After
want.
Heath.
Okay,
You can
so
go first.
Okay.
all right, starting with this. Side.
I am just going to be in my cabin, looking through the book that the shopkeeper actually gave me to see if I can notice anything about the small ship in a bottle fruit that I got.
You're saying what?
The remember that big book?
Yeah, yeah,
the
yeah.
big book about devil fruits.
Oh, you're
that
seeing
the
if it has
shopkeeper
anything in
gave
that.
me. Yeah, I'm going to be researching.
Trying to figure out the capabilities. Okay. With a 6, even with bonuses, it'd be extremely difficult to gauge what exactly it is.
That's
Seemingly,
fair.
in this edition of your book, there is no knowledge of this fruit at all, which it very much intrigues you. As you're like looking it over, you've never heard, seen, or read about a devil fruit that looks like this one.
I just feel
And-
like too secret for even the most comprehensive manuals.
Yes, it's a very rare devil fruit. And as you kind of like look it over, you hear a knock on your door, and Tony Kellogg walks in.
Enter.
Hello, Lucas. I don't want to disturb you. I know that you're probably studying and researching into devil fruits and whatnot.
That's quite all right.
I did have a question though. In your travels, in your your vast expansions across the Grand Line into different areas, I do have a question. I heard inklings of this god fruit. Do you have any knowledge of this subject?
Only ancient memories from my youth, but none that I can reliably recall.
Understood. I didn't mean to bother you. I will say this, though. It's nice to have someone like you around that understands business like I do. Anyways, have a nice night, Rufus.
You as well.
We'll make use later sometime.
Alright. Jackboot?
So, the first thing I do is I go and find Rufus. And I say, Rufus, come with me. We need to cook.
Absolutely.
And I bring him to my kitchen. And I say, we are going to try to make culinary history today.
Oh no.
You've piqued my interest.
Do you have any cheap devil fruit you would spare? Just a single one.
I suppose I could live without one.
It's for the good of the Navy.
What is my list of devil fruits that I have?
I-
What's the very...
Yeah, it's them right
Okay.
there.
What is the wax fruit?
You become a wax man. It's like all the other Logias. You're made of wax. You can use.
It's not a bad fruit.
You can use it in a way to be able to construct things with it. Like, the guy that had it in the anime straight up made a bunch of people stuck on a massive cake and started
That's
turning them into
funny.
living candles. It was actually kind of crazy.
Shout out Little Garden.
Yeah, that's a kind of underrated arc in my opinion.
Well, no.
Is the sand fruit?
Yeah,
what
I
I
know.
think?
The sands. Okay, so it should be. I forgot. Okay, so the magnet fruit, the sand fruit, and the lava fruit that Apollo had bought. King Goro had actually, and I thought I had said something to you. I probably forgot. He had taken the sand and magnet and infused those two into his two swords, and then he ate.
That's sick.
And then he ate the magma fruit. And since he is his main class is swordsman and his secondary is brawler, his fist and with his martial arts skills and sword skills, he's become like he should have been more than a match for James, but clearly Harold's distraction caused things to kind of go awry.
Harry.
No, Harry didn't
Oh
distract.
yeah,
me,
as
it's
you're having
Harold,
this discussion
the other
in the
one.
kitchen, one of
Yeah, the
Keith
bad
Slater's
one?
henchmen
Yeah,
is
the
still
bad one
eating
distracted
only the
Ken.
pepper out of the cabinet.
I hate Harold.
Just eating the pepper.
Yep.
Real.
Just
Alright,
the
do you
pepper.
want to take
That's
a
it.
look through the list to determine what
of the cabinet.
fruit I could get rid of?
It's like the
So I
seasoning,
can tell
just
you
kinda-
right now, it should be mentioned that like how Craven
Bringing
was
the
holding the
boss is
fruits,
so cool.
he took back all of the fruits that were given out at the fruit bowl. So the silver fruit you guys had given up, you have back.
What else was in that pot?
There was the tornado fruit, I believe, the manticore fruit, and then I forgot what the fourth one is. I have it written down, but I don't believe it was something insanely
Right.
useful. Not off the top of my head.
Give him the tornado fruit. That would be fun.
Tornado? I was going to suggest the manticore fruit because that sounds like it has some meat on it.
Alright, I'll release Manticore.
I like meat.
I say, we are living in a world of strange things. Infusions, powers, stacks.
Yeah.
Why not bring some of that power to the kitchen? And I take the fruit, and I start slicing it up, and I put it into a pan, and I start reducing it on low heat. And I would like to roll for that.
Let him cook.
To try and reduce it down to some useful ingredient I can use in my foods.
Oh, I see what you're saying. So kind of like have like a devil fruit kind of like. Okay.
I'm trying to create an infusion, but of the food sort.
Okay.
Every slice of the
And I get my
fruit,
cooking
Rufus
bonus.
slightly shudders.
That's a 5. Plus 5.
This looks safe. Feed it to that flunky of thieves.
So what happens is, well, and some of the One Piece, my One Piece panel of experts can correct me if I'm wrong. Once you sliced it up and you started throwing it into a meal, I think a devil fruit would lose its
Nope.
potency. No? Okay.
The first person who would eat it would automatically get the fruit.
Okay.
If the knife...
Because all they need to get the fruit abilities
You get a
is a
Hector
bite.
bonus on this.
If you just bite into it, you get the powers of the fruit. So whoever the first
He does
person
have
who
a
eats it
cooking
was,
bonus on the pot.
would get the
Well,
fruit.
yeah, it is a
No matter how...
Also, it's
Like,
insane.
horribly
Ace,
turned
Ace
out.
is
Yeah, it's
also
insane.
devil
Also-
fruit. Also devil fruit. Expert.
Oh, okay,
my bonus
reroll
on it.
then. There's a lot of bonuses that I forgot. I'll reroll.
This could also technically be
And
labeled
we're
as
giving
insane.
It to one of Heath Slater's lackeys?
No, hold up. This actually might count as insane because nobody has ever even conceived of this.
Oh, yeah.
Right.
in lore.
I agree.
Okay, so
Maybe you
Step
get
bonus?
a stubborn bonus. on
Devil
this.
Collector bonus, that's another +5, I believe.
I'm
Just-
using
just
from
say
his
it works.
collection.
Just say it
And
works.
you have insane?
Just say it works.
It definitely works. That's a
Okay.
+13. It most definitely works. So, or +12 actually.
Okay,
so that's
then
a
I'm not going to
27.
feed it to Heath
27.
later.
So here's the thing. So you're basically having a where
too
you're
interesting
infusing this
just
devil
the
fruit
pepper
into
anyway.
food. So you
Well, I'm
have it.
reducing it down to a sauce, basically.
Okay, so where you're like, I now have manticore sauce that can
Yeah.
like. Okay. I just don't know how.
Smells forbidden.
Okay. So basically what you just did is you converted this devil fruit down to a sauce. Where if you were to throw it on any sort of food, and you were to, or onto bullets, something along those lines,
You have a big gun.
yeah, you, basically what you would do is just grant the manticore power to whoever gets it first.
Well,
It's either
What
that,
is it?
or you're, I don't know if you're trying,
Yeah,
so
what
you're-
were you trying to flavor?
are you trying to, like, reduce it where you can give it to multiple people?
multiple people, so because I'm not trying, if I just wanted to give the power to someone, I would just have them eat it. But I'm trying to reduce it and give it to people so that it's not a permanent thing, but it can apply to multiple people.
Like,
With,
portion it out.
okay, I can understand this now. With your
Temporary
hockey,
buff.
with your kind of hockey-induced, like
I go into
butcher's
a
cleaver
cooking
and-
of a fervor of cooking.
Oh yeah. What you have essentially made is you now have the ability to feed this special sauce to any individual, and if they do not have any devil fruits in their roster, they gain the abilities of a manticore temporarily.
Okay.
So you can give up to 10 people
Or one person. 10
or
times.
one person 10 times
So it's
for an hour at a time. They get the abilities of the manticore.
It's a temporary.
And you
devil
have-
fruit. That's crazy.
And you have I would say a total of 3 flasks of this sauce, giving you this special ability that no one in the history of One Piece has been ever able to do, and
That's
probably will
actually-
never ever be able
That's
to
actually
do.
a crazy feat.
You now have this capability. So that is quite awesome.
What actually is this power that I've made into a sauce?
So you have a mythical Zoan. What mythical Zoans do is they're more powerful versions of Zoans, which is why they're animal devil fruits. They turn a person into an animal. A mythical is a more powerful version. Basically, whoever were to get this has the capabilities to turn themselves into a massive manticore and gain the abilities of what a manticore would be able to do in mythology. And if I'm not mistaken, I'm pretty sure they have the ability to fly. They also have like stinger tails. I have to look back.
Yeah,
Okay.
it's like a
think they're like
scorpion, lion, bat, basically.
Yeah, it's actually insane. So you basically gave, and since you can give it to like 10 people, you can turn 10 people into these massive manticores, which is actually kind of insane.
So, alright, I take it off of the heat, and I pour it into 3 jam jars. I put on little labels.
That's so fire. Manticore jelly. Manticore jam.
I put it up in my cupboard, and I say, "Now, Rufus, we've made history." And I shake his hand.
I shake Jackboot's hand and I say, you know what, Jackboot? I think that we do need to increase our numbers. Doesn't even have to be fighters. It just has to be people that are willing to be able to take this jam,
Mm-hmm.
so to speak.
you guys, one of the cinematic moments, unironically, was supposed to happen in the kitchen with Jackboot because she's the only other woman on board. Xena Warwick walks in,
Hey, she is bad. Remember.
and she's holding like this thing.
I'm
of,
gonna
like,
pretend you're referring to Jack Booth.
Yeah, and as she like
character's
walks in,
17.
she like slams the door and she like looks at you guys and she kind of goes, oh, hello Rufus, didn't know you were in here.
We've been making history.
Oh, that's nice.
If it's a
Let me-
personal matter, I'll
And
take my
I
leave.
help.
You can be there eating, but you can't have any of the jam. You have to ask for that.
As she kind of looks at you and she kind of goes, actually Rufus, I don't mind. You're out of all the fellas on the group, you're not the type to cause any conflict with me.
Also,
Roll for me to force feed.
Oh,
Brian.
you're here now. I have something.
No,
for
I'm
you.
not here.
Sorry, I can. You have your own cinematic.
yeah,
Dan.
he's
good.
eating pepper.
Yeah.
Pepper.
also
I
the
roll
second smartest
roll for
Heath
Spade to
Slater
force
Blackie.
feed Heath Slater 15 Carolina Reaper peppers.
I will not roll for that. Okay,
You should
so
do it. With the
as
seven bones.
Xena like looks over to you guys, she kind of looks at it and she kind of goes, okay, let's be honest. Craven is an absolute moron, and I just need to vent to another woman, you know. But Rufus, if you want to stay around, that's absolutely.
You
all
need
right.
me to crack some bones?
Craven is the type of idiot that no matter how much pain you put him in, he won't quit. He learned that the hard way through me. He still doesn't care. He still tries to shoot his shot, so to speak, and it's getting on my nerves.
Wow, that's terrible behavior.
I know. I just don't understand him. I've done everything in my power to make this man just leave me alone. He absolutely refuses. But look. Really, I just wanted to come in here and vent to you and just kind of hang out with you. He doesn't ever go into the kitchen because he's afraid of you. So I'm just gonna stay here for a while.
As well he should be.
Rufus, if he's out there, can you please try to distract him?
Yes, but I'll give you one piece of advice. If you really want him to leave you alone forever, accept him for a time, and then dump him. He will leave you alone forever after that.
Cooked. Right
I never-
to there.
And I'll leave the room.
Ridley downtown.
She like pauses and she goes, "That could work."
Ooh, a brick of salt.
I think. Okay, I grab the lackey by the back of the coat and I say, "I have better idea," and walk out.
No. If you no.
Okay.
I-
Oh wait, what were you doing?
Okay. Walk out onto the deck. Is what's his name around?
He is. Craven is sitting at the bar talking to Cookie, who is kind of like he's not listening to Craven's ramblings at all, as Craven's like holding a thing of rum, and he's just kind of like,
Cookie.
Cookie's the bartender.
Yeah.
You wouldn't remember him, you don't pay attention.
He was
but-
from the very first and second sessions.
Yeah.
Yep, and he's like saying there.
Has he had anything to do with like the last two meetings?
He serves
Not
the
really.
drinks.
Then I'm like, how would I remember him?
He's the drinks server.
I remember. Anyways,
Okay, wait, before we move on, I Reaper's Wraith ability?
yeah.
I do that out of the kitchen. That was awkward.
I would just speak up and be like, he's right behind me, isn't he?
Oh.
Why is everybody in my kitchen?
Yeah,
today?
like literally the
I'm
entire
like
crew.
in a two-piece pajama set that has navy on it. It's white and blue, and I have a little sleep cap.
Yes, the hat, yes! You like the little ball of
Yeah, I love that.
Sleep. I just wraith out of there. I'm like, sorry, I got hungry.
All right, Jack, you carry
There's
on.
people pilfering my kitchen. Okay. Is what's his name? The
Craven.
Okay.
Yeah, he's sitting there.
okay.
He's eating what Rufus would be able to. He's eating one of the devil fruits that he had found, and he's like, this is his second one, as he's just kind of like.
Doesn't
Bro,
that kill
he's just
people?
he's just downing them.
So normally, yes, in my world, you can have up to 3 without killing yourself. Mostly,
Or
it's-
7.
It Loki depends on your will, though.
yeah, it's entirely dependent on because the way that they have it is that devil fruits supposedly have spirits within them, and the reason why you can't have more than one is because the spirits clash. In my world, most of the spirits do not clash so long as your soul and your spirit itself is strong enough where you can keep them from fighting. But yeah.
Alright. So he just casually consumed 2 devil fruits then.
Yes.
That's annoying.
Oh, yeah. He's an idiot, though. He found them and he thinks that they're just normal fruit.
Yeah, well, alright.
Bro, what?
He's
What's
an idiot.
this? It has like nails coming out. I will eat it. It's so scrumptious.
He's literally
Bro's getting the
stupid.
Captain Kid hate going on right now.
Mm-hmm. Alright.
Do you wish to approach him, or you just kind of be like, from a
I'm thinking.
distance?
What is this, bro?
Okay.
What's your plan?
As he like as soon as Zeno like walks into the room, he gets up and he kind of goes, "Oh, Zeno, I was looking all over for you," and kind of stumbles forward. And she like just looks just like.
Okay, I walk over to him, and I look him in the eye, and I say, "My friend doesn't like you." In a halfway between threatening and
You drop that bombshell for him, and he stands there and he kind of goes, "What?" And he like looks over and he like looks at Zeno and kind of goes, "You don't like me?" And Zeno goes, "Craven, I've told you 3 times I don't like you." And on top of that, she goes, you have been so clueless. I have been walking and avoiding you all day. In fact, ever since I first met you, I've kind of been avoiding you. Because I just do not like anything about you. You are a absolute doofus. You're not charismatic whatsoever. You are not a gentleman. You burped in my face. You are constantly drunk. And you're eating your second devil fruit of the day without even so much as consulting with not only
Bro's just trying to
Rufus,
live. Leave bro alone.
but our captain. Craven, you're an absolute pathetic excuse of a man. At those words, Craven, arms slumped forward, he kind of like, his drink just falls out of his hands and on the ground. And Cookie kind of yells and goes, "Hey, you gonna pick that up?" And Craven kind of goes, Yeah, I'll pick it up. He like looks over. He kind of like turns away from the rest of you guys. Slowly, kind of like takes some cloth from his back pocket, kind of cleans it up, and he looks over again and goes, "I apologize for my behavior. Have a good night." And he like just hurriedly walks away.
Raven?
I give him an apologetic pat on the shoulder, and I say, I'll make you cinnamon rolls later. And I'll end my turn.
Okay.
Craven, don't do anything rash.
Can I bring Craven back to my crib and teach him about the devil fruits that he has eaten?
I know you're gonna
To
say
occupy his
teach him
mind.
Riz or something like that.
No. So the ones that he ate
No, you
were
don't learn Riz from the goat.
the ones that he took. He actually kind of mixed it up. He had wandered into your room looking for Xena. He ate the wax, and then he ate the silver. And as you're like contemplating, you're like kind of annoyed at him, but you're like trying to help him out. And he kind of goes like this, and he goes, "Oh, I see." And he goes, "So I'm a silver wax person." And with that, he kind of looks, and you see that like his silver fruit, it's like a shiny wax. It is a metallic wax now. As he kind of looks at his hands and kind of goes, "Wow, that's kind of cool." And he pulls out the cyclone one and goes, "What happens if I eat this one?"
Do not eat that. Please give it back. And I just take it from his hand.
He kind of goes, "Oh."
I say, I would not suggest eating any more fruit besides the real fruit that I give you.
Hey, Craven, have you ever met our buddy Turk?
Okay. My bad. And like he kind of sets up and goes, "Thanks for telling me what's going on." And he like stumbles out of the room and kind of goes, I think it's best if I just go back to my room and don't mess anything else up." And he walks by.
Just be like, sleep well, son. Don't think too hard into it.
I won't try. All right, Colton. Oh, sorry. What, Keith? What is it? What exactly are you trying to do?
I wanted to interact with
Yourself.
Pomelo.
Pomelo,
Yeah.
as GM, I'm gonna just say it right now. I highly suggest do not do that. If you show your face, I cannot save you.
Sark thinks he's GL.
No, I just don't
you
want
are
a PC
GL, that's
death.
the joke.
Yeah.
Do it, but if you die, then you're just dead. Then you have to place Craven.
There's a very high chance that you threaten the entirety of the ship and everyone's lives.
Okay,
by
yeah,
showing
I
up.
wraith out of his room. I'm like, don't go in there. With my pajamas, and now I have a teddy
So
bear in
he
my
goes
hand.
in there.
You actually hear him working out, being like, "I'm gonna kill Heath. I'm gonna
Yeah,
kill Heath.
he's like about to open the door and he grabs it up and then he hears it and he's like,
Kill
Never
Heath
mind.
Slater. Kill Heath.
Oh no,
Slater."
he's literally trying. He goes.
Bro thinks he's Kenobi.
He literally does the Kenobi, but with Heath.
and he just like, oh my god, and he just pulls his hand away and he's like, never mind.
So, with that, there's one last thing I want to approach before I do the ending cinematic. Before you guys reach the island, Colton. Question: does Spade? Actually, this is more like a captain. Actually, maybe this isn't even a captain question. I feel like Spade would have his own personal dented machine in his room. Is that
On personal what?
dented machine like the snails?
Oh.
Yeah. I feel like he would have one. I feel
Yeah.
like most everyone would have one.
Probably.
Because your ship is so large.
Other than like him.
I mean, I know we have like the
Wow.
tiny ones that we've established
Yeah.
earlier too.
So I
Do I hear a
He's got
bang?
communication.
Yes.
I feel like we would have like 4, like one
From-
for each.
Wait,
main.
okay, guys, listen. All you hear is a ring and then bang, 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 bang.
All right.
That's the same. We all did the group band. All right. You hear a Ben coming from your room.
I'm gonna turn and be like, yeah.
Then doing
It's
what?
gonna wake me up though. It's gonna wake me up, but I have my yellow and black sleeping stuff with the yellow and black hat, like a bee, you know, like a hornet.
Yeah.
So that I wake up.
Oh,
and
that's
the,
so sick.
The ball's like in my face, so I move the ball like off of my hat, and I'm gonna wake up, and then I'm gonna answer, I'm gonna be like, yeah.
All right. Serious stuff.
Yeah.
Serious
Navy.
stuff.
Lock it.
Imagine
Navy
in
issue.
real life. Imagine in real life you wake up to a phone call and you move your sleep cap.
Yeah. Alright, lock in.
You hear on the other line. You hear like this moment of silence before you hear Spade.
Hang up. I'm kidding. I'm kidding.
This is James.
Wait,
I'm
what?
here to repay a favor. You gave me, because we retconned it, for those that don't know, over a Discord chat, you gave me something I required, the OP. And I would like to return the favor. Meet me on an island known as Wheelbarrow Island, on the off course, away from the city. I wish to discuss with you about my findings.
Can my crew come or just me?
Something tells me your crew is going to have something else to deal with. I suggest you come by yourself.
Sounds good to me.
You have my honor as a Yonko, that I will not do anything.
You have my honor as a bang that I won't do anything.
Because you said Ben, I will kill you. No, I'm kidding.
I walk out of Spade's room with my sleep cap and I'm like, this is such a bad day for me.
I'm gonna be like, oh, you have one too?
Yeah, man. Yeah. I'm pretty sure I mandated it. Everyone has to have sleepwear
Oh, that's cool.
with a ball cap.
That is so fire.
Heath Slater.
Rufus, are you rocking the DFU sleepwear?
Yes.
James
Yes,
is
I
hearing
am.
all this. James is
James is literally like, what the?
Oh, hey, James, do you have
I
one?
just
I
answer
actually
with
do.
a little handheld candle.
Hey James, how did it feel having a syringe? Oh, sorry.
Oh yeah, and coming out of his room, Heath Slater's wearing
Nope.
a t-shirt and shorts.
Shove him off the boat. Shove him off the boat.
No,
Another night in the
With-
brig, I see.
Without a sleep cap.
Roll to throw him off the ship.
Quinn Cook commits suicide. No.
Okay, guys. Okay, let's dive back in. All right.
Walk in.
So as the night goes on, everyone turns in, with the exception of C4. who never sleeps.
Who is
And
C4?
Boggle.
I'm kidding. I know
As
he's
he's up in the crow nest, Spade, or actually it would probably be Heath that would notice. Heath, by your room, you notice C4 like went down below, and he's like walking down to the cellars. You don't know what exactly for, but you hear some scrunching. You hear him talking to himself. You hear, "That's a good boy. Here you go." And he like hands.
You know what?
He gets- As far as you know, he's talking to himself, not in a weird way. It sounds like he's talking to someone else, but you're like, who would he be talking to?
he rapes out of his room. He uses Reaper's rape out of his room, and then he goes,
I rape out of the crow's nest.
"Don't go
Why
in
do
there."
I keep finding people, man?
You know what? I'm going to. I'm gonna go down there in the cellar.
Down below, you see C4 standing in front of like a large crate that is open, and in the crate you see this large emu, and C4 is literally just feeding it like bullets, and he's like, "Good job, boy, you got it. Good job.
Hey.
Eat up." And
Hey, Paul, when did we add that to the inventory?
About 3 a.m. yesterday morning.
Ah.
And he just goes.
I had the receiver scanning.
I don't think you should be feeding that thing actual bullets.
oh, it's okay. I can't explain right now, but Bomb here is a special kind of bird. Just don't worry about it. I'll tell you about it tomorrow at lunch.
No, I'm worrying about it.
Don't worry about it. Just go to sleep. Just go to sleep, Heath. I'll talk to you about it at lunch tomorrow.
It's actually Slater.
Oh, Heath.
Heath.
There can't be
Hi, Heath.
one person.
Spade walks in, he's gonna go, "Oh, come on, bang. We have to go to sleep."
There
Come on,
can't be one person on this ship that calls me Slater.
I'm trying to sleep.
As
Eric's just gonna be like, please leave this area of the ship. This is for inventory crew only.
Exactly.
I am talking.
sorry,
my friend.
sorry, Vice Admiral, sir.
Alright, Paul Verbasango pulls out his Glock and shoots.
Hot boy, get out of here. You are not the proper rank. We don't need anything cleaned in here.
I'm just talking to my friend. What about him? He's
You're
not here.
standing on very important paperwork.
He is doing inventory care. Obviously, that's what we have him doing. Get out of here.
I just want to talk to my friend. That's all.
Here, Heath. I'll come with you. Let's go up top, and we can talk. We can talk later. Okay?
All right, all
Let's
right.
I'll
go.
drive the forklift over Seafood.
And
Roll for it. Roll for it.
And by the way, C4, since you like being called that, I go by Slater.
Okay, Heath.
C4, please take this disappointment out of here.
Understood, sir.
I
Come on,
had to clean the
disappointment.
bathrooms today, and I know that that's his job.
I have an interaction with Heath.
Okay.
You don't get the answer more.
I'm going back to
Okay.
bed.
Well, I'm
I'm
I
leaving.
plan on ending it with the cinematic, if that's all right. Well, what exactly are you trying to do? Spade?
So
We're
he's
just gonna have a conversation. But
he's walking out of the cellar and onto the deck.
all right.
so-
I guess I'll let Colton have a conversation, or Spade.
like I'd be like going back into my room with my little like my sleeping cap on. You know what I mean? In my
Yeah, yeah.
pajamas, and I would turn and I'm gonna like make eye contact with Heath. I'm like
And he makes eye
Kinda like-
contact back.
kind of look away, and then I walk over. I'm gonna do the
You
How's
need
it going?
You need something?
how's it going?
Are you gonna punch me or something? Because that's usually what you like to do.
Okay.
If you actually punch
I'm
me,
gonna-
I'll laugh so
I'm
hard.
gonna talk to him. I'm gonna do the. I have something I have to do, Heath.
Huh?
If I don't make it back alive, just wanted to let you know. I don't hate you. I just don't like you.
What?
And then I shove him off the boat.
No, all right, and then
Okay.
that's where we're gonna end the night. The following morning is when you guys will have it. But here's the little cinematic that is relative to the NPCs that I'm trying to gain more character for. Craven awakes in a cold sweat. He stands there and kind of like sweat pouring down his face, mixing with some tears. As he looks out, like thinking back to what he had just seen, which was a flashback to his home in Skypia before it was destroyed. I swear, I can't do any sort of
No.
anything, man. As Craven, like, thinks back to when he was... Well, it would have been probably only 2 years ago. As he went on a date. And when he came back, his home was absolutely demolished. Everything was gone. Skypia was razed. And he kind of, like, stands up and he kind of, like, he opens the door. Kind of still upset. He walks down to where Xena's room is, and his hand hovers above the door, like he's going to knock. And then he thinks about it for a second, and then he kind of just goes, "Oh, never mind." And he brings his hand back down, and then with kind of a somber spirit, he kind of walks back to his room and just closes the door and sits back down on his bed, contemplating what he had just seen and relived. Something that happened to him every night. Alright, and from there, it would be about 9 o'clock in the morning when you guys start hearing C4 from up above and Malka calling for all hands on deck. As you guys approach, you guys see Wheelbarrow Island. And, seemingly as it was first told, this was the island where Johnny Fords and James Harvester, the two Yonkos, finished their final fight in the 2-week-long Yonko War. The island itself looks like a massive crater. There's cracks from as far as you can see, where impact zones must have been, where the two of them must have fought tooth and nail against each other. You see there's almost no trees left, and you see a single village or the remains of one off in the distance. Everything seems devoid of life. Alright. It is up to you guys to decide what the next step is in terms of who should go on land, who should stay on the boat, what exactly you guys
I'm
wish
gonna
to
call, I'm gonna, grab my transponder snail, click a number. James is always gonna hear us bang, 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 bang. I'm gonna ask him, where I should meet him on the island.
back corner of the island, far away from the village.
I'm gonna swim over. Kidding, I cannot swim. I'm gonna grab my little rowboat and rowboat over.
Alright. I'm gonna leave it up to you to decide how the rest of them should move forward into the actual village.
Okay. You do a lot for us. And I know you take honor in fighting, but unfortunately we have a problem on this boat that only you really could take care of. Unfortunately, I'm going to have to ask you to stay and watch the ship. Watch for Bomelo.
Understood, Captain.
I know you take honor in fighting. You'll be in the next one. I promise.
Always, Captain. Don't have to worry about me.
Actually, this is the perfect time for you to have Bomelo and keep train.
Oh yeah, I could stay on the ship.
Malka turns and he looks at you and he kind of raises an eyebrow and goes,
Just use that portion of the beach. If one of them dies, well, oh well.
Well, I don't.
We'll keep the stronger one.
Apollo stands there and kind of goes, I'll stay just by, just in case. Don't worry, Heath. With Malka and me here, Bomelo won't be a problem.
I don't want to die.
Harold, you teach the henchmen how to actually clean.
Oh, okay, sir. I can do that. Hey, you, big guy, with the ugly hairdo. And you see, this kind of overweight guy named George. He's sitting off by himself, and he's kind of
You can hear from the rowboat, Spade's who is this? You're gonna hear him from a mile away, and he's like, get off of this ship!
It should be mentioned, he was the one eating the pepper.
And
Yeah.
I imagine his hairdo is trying to do Heath Slater's. He has a cool
Nope.
He has a cool bun and then long hair.
Yeah, he
But it just
attempts
doesn't
it, but
look
it looks
cool.
horrible. But alright,
And it's full
again,
of pepper.
if you have every intention to do that, Malka kind of looks to you, and Apollo kind of goes, I'll go get him. And he walks downstairs, and Apollo looks at you and kind of goes,
And he just kind of straps up the spears and the spear mop, and he has his guitar on hand, and he checks his he's got sleeves for guitar pick shurikens, and he's like, I'm gonna die today, aren't I?
Apollo goes, "Yep, but it's okay. If you're gonna die, I'm gonna be there next to you. Don't worry, I won't let him hurt you. It's just gonna be a training exercise. You got
Does
this."
he know that?
No. In fact, I am 99% sure he's going to kill you. Or at least attempt. Anyways, let's go, Heath. And he puts his arm around you and kind of throws you onto the beach.
It's Slater.
Doctor,
Whoa.
Hey,
you stay too.
It's Slater.
Make sure that Harry gets the treatment he
It's
needs.
Slater.
I never
No,
planned
that's
on leaving
fine.
my patient.
Good.
It's actually Slater.
If it means anything, King Goro is going to make a good recovery too.
Oh, good. Then he can.
Paul.
How long do you think he'll be until he's up again?
He's a stubborn mule. I wouldn't be
Hey,
surprised if it's at least 2 days.
Hey, Brian.
It's actually Slater.
All right.
Heath,
Let's see.
if you survive training, I'll think about giving you a raise.
We'll have the girl stay and help protect the ship since Ken is out too.
Yeah, that's just not true. She needs to be here.
She needs to be with our group.
Yes.
Okay. We're just not gonna have anybody guard the ship.
I mean,
Well, I mean, they're
they're
wandering
literally
in the
like...
general-
Oh
We're,
yeah,
like,
that's
near
fair.
the ship,
That's
yeah.
fair.
Can
We
we
got-
visibly see the village from here?
Yes.
Does it look like a living village or like
Oh,
the
no.
ruins of a village?
The ruins of a village. It is
Okay.
devoid of life. In
I
fact, like,
forgot
you
about
guys
that.
setting foot on this island gives you a foreboding feeling.
Except for me, because I have no sense of danger whatsoever.
That's true.
Snake! Snake!
Janak the Snackahua.
I'm gonna bring with. Actually, am I on the shore party?
Yes.
Okay.
Everyone else is with me.
I'm gonna bring a container of English muffins and 1 jar of jam containing 3 doses.
Okay.
Alright.
Since
and
my jars are 3, 3, and 4 on account of there being 10 doses across 3 jars.
Understood.
I'm going to
Alright.
use observation hockey to see what I can sense from the island.
Hockey bonus.
13.
Dang. No, it's a
I
22
can't wait
with
to
a plus,
die this
with a
second.
plus
3. it
Three.
should be. Yeah.
So 25. So you kind of go. You do the. You make. You kind of like use your observation hockey, and you can in fact sense. Oh, actually, I have to count this out. This is gonna be cool. Actually, you know what? Never mind. You can count over 100 people there. Every single one is hidden though. It's not.
So they know how to use it, like hockey.
They know. Well, not necessarily that, but you can tell that they're hiding behind objects. So it seems as though you guys have a
Let's
visiting
see.
party.
1, 2, 3. Yeah, there's a lot of them. Do any of them seem particularly strong?
Craven kind of looked over and goes, "That doesn't even make any sense. That goes against the Bounty Hunters Association's kind of vibe. If there's 100 bounty hunters, then our numbers have been like tripled since the last time I was a part of them." Then he pauses and he looks over and goes, "Xena." And she kind of looks over and goes, "When I went into your when I accidentally happened to stumble upon your living quarters and saw your books, were you or were you not part of the Assassinations Guild?" And there's like a pause, and she turns and she locks eyes with him, and she like the look of like she will kill him, and she just goes, "Formally," and he goes, "This seems like something more up that alley than the bounty hunters." And Xena kind of looks over and goes, "Or worse, it could be both."
Hey, weaklings! Come out of hiding already! I see you all!
There most likely will not be.
Nope,
Yeah,
nope,
no.
nope. Absolutely nothing. Except you do hear off in the distance, "Hello? Please,
Oh, hey, Brian.
help me!" It's the same old man from before. Malcolm Galogn.
Hey, Quinn, you think you can make me like a rock with your devil fruit? Something heavier than what's around us right now.
Sure. What if I just became heavy?
I mean, yeah, that could work.
If you chuck me in the air, in the direct vicinity of these people, I can change my body weight to about 10,000 kilograms. You can make a big old crater.
Yeah.
Wherever you need.
That
He will
works.
Kirby down B.
Yep. He will do it.
Yeah.
Try. That's a good try.
This
It's
probably
6
gets the
to 5.
mentor bonus because it's from Eric. It's Eric's correct
That is
order.
true. All right.
23.
You throw him overhead, and you are overlooking basically what would have been formerly the town hall. And as you increase your mass and you come plummeting down, you crash into this building, and with a loud "Wah!" you count about 10 bodies go flying through the sky as you go down. As you get up through the crater, as the bodies hit with a splat, you can recognize they are in fact part of the Assassin's Guild. Dressed completely in red tunics, complete with their completely face-covering masks, along with hidden blades. This clearly was a trap set by the Assassin's Guild. Also, right in the middle of the town, sitting on what used to be a fountain, is that old man that you were talking about. Except he's chained. Both arms stretched wide as the chains are wrapped around the fountain. As he turns and you he can't really, because you're behind him. He's trying to turn his head and goes, "Is that you? Is that the one I talked to on the phone? Captain Cook?"
So I'm no longer in my sleepwear.
Oh.
Well, I would hope not.
I'm in my
you pass me a cookie, Eric?
DFU Letterman jacket, and on the back of my DFU Letterman jacket, it says Cook. So as I come plowing down, all he sees is a very awesome jacket that says Cook on the end.
Okay.
So he knows it.
The last thing you hear before things become absolutely insane is, "I'm so sorry." When, in your peripheral, you notice a figure.
Is it
Chained
Snake? Is it
blades.
It's Snake!
Chained
It's
blades
Snake!
wrapped around his wrists, slowly
It's Snake.
hitting the ground with a ting, ting.
It's Jacob.
Dark cloak etched over his back, and a hood
It's
over his
Jacob.
eyes. Blonde hair, scars riddling his body. Armor.
First, kind of strong with your face.
It is in fact
Yeah.
the leader of the bounty hunters, the right-hand man of Barry E. Crunch, the most prolific assassin and bounty hunter that this world knows.
Snake.
Snake.
Oh, it's Snake!
And as he stands there, he looks at you and goes.
It's Gavin and Jacob.
He
It's a good
looks.
thing we left Heath's later pocket.
He looks and he looks to you and he goes,
Oh yeah, he's 30 odd.
"Huh? So you're the one everyone's so worried about. You don't exactly look tough to me.
Look at this jacket.
You look stupid." And he kind of goes, "But as much as I think this is overkill, I got my orders. I got my hit. So you got two choices." He grabs the two blades in his hand instead of twirling them, and he strikes a pose, and activates his Conqueror's Hockey as well to showcase his strength. And he goes, "You can either come with me, dead or alive." That goes for your friends out there too.
What friends? It's just me.
I'm not stupid. And that's when he kind of goes, he has a pocket, like a sight-ended machine that kind of starts springing, and he kind of opens it up, and he goes, there's a pause, and the guy goes, "Hey boss, it's me, Spartakin. I got the guys here with me. Me and the Vinland Pirates are ready to go in for the kill. Do we have your go-ahead?" Jake and Snake just kind of goes, "Yeah.
That's crazy.
Kill all the ones that are weak
It's Jacob
or don't
and
seem like
Gavin.
they'd be useful to us. Take the rest alive. Especially Heath Slater and Rufus, if you see him. Take them." And that's when he turns his attention back to you.
You know what's really cool? I have weapons very similar to him.
You do.
So
But you got a +2 bonus.
Alright, from
Exactly.
here we're going to go into turns of 3 rotations
imagine,
each.
yeah. So
is it me?
Yeah,
Or
I'm
Fart?
first, right?
That's what I meant. Fart, then me, then Ryan, etc.
Yep, we'll go in
Okay.
in the middle of it.
So I draw out my blades, and I look at Snake, and I'm like,
Snake.
you know, something about you feels weird. I feel like you started off with like no hockey at all, and then all of a sudden you had mastery over it. And the only reason why I feel that is because that Conqueror's Blast was kind of... It feels like you've only had about 6 or 7 years of experience with this Conqueror's hockey. And I dash at him. And I'm swirling my blades, and I'm just gonna go for his arms because I don't want him to use his blades. I want to disarm him, I think.
As you rush in, blade swinging down, he sees you coming, and despite you got the jump on him, you're a lot faster than he expected. You swing your blades, and he blocks. As metal clashes with metal and sparks kind of fly, he kind of drops to his back and wraps his legs around your head, throwing you backwards. Not to deal any damage. You land on your feet pretty impressively. But now you as you swing around, you're now facing. So there's the fountain, then there's Jacob, and then there's you. He's turned you around, so now you're facing the crater of the building that you were at. Behind you, into the forest, you sense multiple figures dashing through, headed to route off in different directions the rest of your crew. And Jacob turns to you, a slight smile on his lips, and he kind of goes, "Not bad. I'm gonna be honest. This might be a pretty good fight. I'd hate to have to do you in like this, but duty calls."
So I'm facing to the fountain, right?
I'm so hungry.
My back is to him.
Yeah. Well, not anymore. You turn to face
Okay.
him.
Then I think what I'll do is I'll try to keep hitting him like melee-ish. So I will again, I'll swing the blades, like not really attempting to damage him, but I wanna like get rid of his blades.
All right. Same roll.
Same roll.
Yeah.
17.
That's gonna be 10.
Well,
2. As you rush forward with a sling of offense,
Finish chewing first.
this time he was prepared for you. Compared to the training that he has received, your sword skills are very much below.
Mm-hmm.
And as you try to disarm him, he sees you, counters, and he throws a real quick kick to your gut, causing you to lean over. And with that, he runs forward and he knees you in the center of the head, sending you flying backwards as he imbued it with armament, and he sends you into the remains of the house, or the crater of the house that was once there, making you fall on your back. As he watches and he approaches you, while you're kind of like leaning up and looking up at him, he kind of, the smile is gone now, and again goes, "Perhaps I spoke too quick."
alright, well, I imagine he's walking towards me, right?
Mm-hmm.
So as he does that, I'm going to try and get the jump on him by springing back towards him. And instead of like trying to disarm him or anything, I'm going to try and wrap the chains around him and tie him up with the chains of my weapon.
All right. 17. You wrap the chains around him. He kind of saw where you were going with it, so rather than to capture his whole body, he swings it around in a way that it wraps around his arms.
Okay.
And that's when you guys are kind of like equal in terms of physical strength. He begins trying to pull you upward, and you start trying to pull him inward. So keeping you guys kind of at a standstill in terms of offense. And with that, we're going to go to Colton. Now you completely like disregarded this whole combat as you were headed over to meet James. And as you approach, wind blowing through your hair, the sun at peak, you see James standing in all of his glory. The sun like would reflect like the behind him, where it would like you would only see the silhouette with just the glasses,
yeah.
reflecting. As he stands there, hands in his pockets, he kind of like notices you and he nods his head to you as you approach him and goes, "Hello."
Right.
I guess there's no easy way to say this. You expected me to do one thing for you, and I did everything within my capabilities to do that. But allow me to share exactly where this went wrong. You asked me, as payment for the opiate, to trade you for the Noli Noli. The problem with the Noli Noli, the notification fruit, is that there was already another one that has that capability. The devil fruit that you somehow managed to get, you got through a syringe. The syringe broke during the rumble fight, and unfortunately, without that same syringe, without what was in the syringe, I am incapable of giving you a new Noli Noli. Is that defies logic, as there cannot be two with the same devil fruit. However, and he pulls out like this document from his jacket, and he hands it to you and goes, I can tell you everything about the devil fruit user that has it currently. And he pulls out from his other pocket a syringe and goes, I can give you the capability of taking it back.
I appreciate it. Is that it?
That's all I got for you. Unless you have any questions that you want to have answered now.
I do have a quick question. I can sense other strong people here. You know anything about that?
He pauses and looks at you and he just kind of shrugs his arm and goes, honestly, that's not on my payroll. What I can tell you is that you're going to want to go help your friends. There are some extremely strong bounty hunters on the island, all looking for your heads. In fact, and he turns and he looks behind you and goes, I think there's one right there.
Alrighty. Catch you later, man. Appreciate doing business with you.
Don't ever call me again, please. This was a one-time.
I have your number now. I forgot about that.
He picks up the dindin machine that he's been using to call you and he just crushes it.
Nope.
That's animal cruelty.
He looks at you and kind of shrugs his shoulders and goes, best of luck. The man standing across from you is Spartacus, the #1 swordsman.
I'm not fighting a
Or
swordsman.
someone that would get to that point. As you turn, you see
Even though
the
he
man
uses
was
a
speaking
spear.
of.
Even though he uses a spear.
Well, his weapon of choice is kind of like a short staff, if anything.
Well, in my opinion, it would just look like Yoru because it's basically just like
Yeah.
basically just.
I just realized what a sword staff is. I'm stupid. Anyways, as you look and you see the man of which he speaks, I don't know what you would think Spartacus would look like if he was in One Piece. I'll leave that up to you to decide. I don't care really. But standing there in front of you or behind you actually, but now you can see him, is Spartacus. Sword out, blade at the ready as he looks to see you.
Here's the thing, you should probably fight. What is his name? I forgot. Ken Goro's on my ship. I'm not much of a swordsman, so.
$13. You see this, and he kind of looks at you and he kind of just goes, well, I'll get to him eventually, but I'm supposed to bring you all in.
Oh, except you won't get to him eventually if you're gonna fight me.
Well, no, I'm going to fight you.
Oh, well,
If you just,
what would you do if I just walked away?
I would try to kill you, or take you alive if you just want to surrender now, so I don't have to kill you.
Well,
I just.
the other thing is, I'm just gonna stop and then do you make a diamond bow?
A diamond bow. That's kind of sick.
Same roll.
Same roll. Yeah.
Can't wait to roll 2.
Yay. Yeah. Well. Your devil fruit. You have a +3.
+3.
+3.
15.
Yeah. You shoot the diamond bow, and as you shoot, he, in a moment of I don't even know what word I would use to describe this. You shoot, and with his blade, he swings it around, and he cuts the diamond in half. As he kind of looks to you, and he just stands there staring at you, and he kind of goes, well, that was a mistake. And all at once he begins to dart forward.
I'm gonna do that. Oh, well, that was also a mistake. And I'm just gonna, touch the ground and be shattering earthquake! And just,
Oh, that's fire. Yeah!
23.
You hit the ground, and you're just gonna go shattering earthquake. And all
I
at
get
once-
a strategist bonus?
You didn't. So, we'll talk about more about how the strategist bonus would be
Alright,
utilized.
right.
This would not be. You're just causing mass destruction. As you send this tremor forward of you're using the which different
Shatter.
the shatter. You're sending this shattering quake toward him. He he notices it, and he tries, because he doesn't really quite understand what your fruit does. He attempted to leap over it, but instead got hit with solid force. As with your arms, you kind of go like this, Golden. You kind of flex your hands, sending out kind of like a, you know when you have a rope and you kind of whiplash it? You do that with your fruit, sending the thing upwards, striking him in the air, causing him to fly backwards. He lands on his feet, but he kind of like shakes his hand as he blocked him with one of his fists, and he kind of shakes it and kind of goes, "Okay, you're a little bit more."
I'm gonna be like,
dangerous than I thought.
I'm gonna be like, diamond, air slash. And basically, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna like make like kind of like a glaive of diamonds and like throw it, but they're gonna like kind of break apart, going in a ton of different directions.
All right, +3. 30 with a +3. You send all these spikes out, sending them all over, and Spartakin just stands there and goes, "What the?" And despite the skill of observation, despite the sword skills, on top of all of the spikes that you sent out, you suddenly, with your other hand, kind of flex and then split them into another, like tripling their size, tripling the amount, and it becomes too much as several spikes go into his different limbs. As he begins to, as with one arm, he kind of strikes off the last one and kind of goes, "Okay then, it's gonna be like that, ain't it?" I think that was your third turn. Yep. Moving on to Rufus. You and your group, as you guys were standing there, you suddenly, they're not even bothering to hide their presence. As a large group of people approach, you count about 90 cloaked assassins. And on top of that, you see a large group of very interesting looking individuals. You see one who looks to be about like 15 years old, but is like 10 feet tall, ripped, chiseled, like a freaking Greek god of tan skin. He has a tattoo of the Bounty Hunter Association logo on one
Yes,
neck.
sir.
And then he has, you know that
You're
one
screwed,
meme of like
bro.
the big guys with arms like kind of grasping? He's a tattoo of like that on his other pec. Next to him is a guy almost as equally as large as him, clearly older, also with like massive pec, chiseled like a Greek god.
I think you're screwed.
He has initials on one pec that say E on one, and then he has on the other one R on it. And as he approaches, the two of them kind of like in stride. You see another guy, timid looking, dark skin, like he's from Egypt. A overcoat of a white overcoat over his side, a doctor's bag in his hand. You see two other figures, one large and lean with wings, with a bow on his back. Looking amongst the group with a slight look of, not disdain, it looks like he's unimpressed. Next to him is another archer, this one with a crossbow, dangling from all over, like his very nice fitted suit is a variety of looking different, arrows and arrow types. You also see a red-headed stranger with a club over his shoulder. You see a man with a falcon flying overhead, a scar over his nose. And as these guys approach, these are clearly the Vinland Pirates, the Bounty Hunters Association's biggest stars. Oh! You would see a man with. I forgot about your guys' characters. My bad. You see another figure approaching. This man bearded, looking in druidic robes. However, the eyes and the presence that he's emitting is concerning. Next to him is a figure dressed completely in ornate armor, complete with a large lance/sword. He is limping profusely. It seems as though the armor around his legs are acting as braces. And as the large group approaches, both Xena and I forgot to mention, along with the assassins, there's this older woman, thin as a rail, a cane in her hand, as she approaches with also a slight limp that would go along with age. She looks over, and as soon as she locks eyes with Xena, you know those cruel smiles people talk about in books? Mm-hmm. The type of cruel smile that kind of makes you kind of like, ugh. She cruelly smiles over to Xena and goes, Well. Miss Warwick, how delightful for you to join us. I heard rumors that you would be appearing. This brings joy to this old black heart of mine. Take her. And all at once, all 90 assassins rush for Xena. Krongul, however, is still in shock as he's staring at the rest of the members of the Bounty Hunters Association and kind of goes, oh crap, we're dead, we gotta run, we gotta get out of here, guys, we gotta go! And he at once, like, with his skates, he takes a dial as native as to Skypia, and it shoots out this cloud, this special sort of cloud that in Skypia they use to maneuver themselves, almost like water. And with the skates around, the seashell skates around his ankles, he begins trying to go forward and try to over the brim, try to escape toward the boat. And at that once, you hear one of the group, not the super large young looking man, but the other one that's super chiseled, kind of go, Xerxes, Roman Wolf, you two. He died! They all died.
Oh yeah, you're right.
He goes, you two. He goes, you two. Capture Krongul and bring him back alive. And all they without a word, the guy with the bat over his shoulder. Craven. He goes. The guy with the bat over his shoulder, and the guy with the red hair both kind of nod their heads. Oh, sorry. Wait a minute. The guy with the bat over his shoulder is the guy with the red hair. And the guy with the falcon both nod their heads and immediately rush forward, chasing after Craven, who's headed back toward the boat.
Before anything happens, I'm just going to go out in between where our two parties are, and I'll just be like, wait, gentlemen! Welcome! As of this moment, you are now under new management. I see that Snake has reassigned you to our battalion. Welcome.
No way.
Nope. As soon as you say that,
Welcome, my
without
fellow
a word, the guy with the crossbow just goes, shut up. And he shoots a single bolt. This bolt suddenly splits into another one, which kind of go in it like, you don't even know how it's engineered. It kind of connects, begins to spin, and you see like this little spark ignite, and it suddenly goes and flies toward you, and before you have any reaction time whatsoever, it hits below your feet, sending you flying forward in a massive explosion. And with that, the other guy, the large thin one with the wings, a Lunarian actually, with a bow on his back, turns and he looks at the crossbow guy and goes, "Good job, Beal. $10 says I can make it better." As he begins to knock an arrow of his own, aiming it toward you.
How far away are we from each other?
You guys are literally from this distance to that wall. They are actually surprisingly close before you guys decided to try to, start communication with them.
So about 15 meters.
Yeah.
Okay.
Pretty close.
I'm going to try to just roll back onto my feet and get up and start sprinting towards them. And if I do make it towards them, I have handfuls of sand, and I'm going to throw the sand in their eyes.
At both of the archers, or as many people
the
as you can?
archers.
The archers specifically? Okay, pocket sand.
Nice.
Alright, 20. You leap forward, head down as arrows kind of fly overhead, and you grab some sand from the sandy beach area. Well, the whole island's kind of sandy, and you throw it up in their eyes. Both of them kind of go, "Oh, what the?" Giving you a minute of distraction, keeping yourself out of the line of fire, but also getting yourself close enough now that you could actually hit them or do whatever as you require.
Rufus is just going to say, "I don't think you'll be hitting any of those shots anytime soon." And he's going to take his sea stone brass knuckles and just punch them in the head.
Ooh, nice. Ooh. You reach forward with the knuckles, and the large one with the bow wraps the bow around your arm, and kind of with pure strength lifts you off the ground and throws you off to the side, causing you to roll. And he kind of laughs as he kind of spits some sand out of his mouth, and he kind of goes, "Trust me, you're not going to be a problem for us." And he begins to knock another arrow, and he goes, "I never miss."
Wasn't he sand distracted?
Not temporarily, but as he approached in the time space that it took, he wiped the sand out of his eyes, wrapped it around and threw over. If he got a super high roll, I would have given him a bonus to help out, but I mean he got a 7, so there wasn't much I could do.
See how long it takes for him to run from one set of rooms to the other to make this decision based on?
Well, with the way, considering the fact that I consider him extremely healthy and able-bodied and hockey boot. Well, he's not hockey boosted. I mean, it's still. I mean, it's a 7, so I'm not sure exactly what you want me to do, unless you want me to have a bunch of other NPCs involved in something.
He already made one successful roll. And all it did was presumably debuff them for the next round. If there's no consequence of that on the next round, then he effectively wasted the other roll.
No, it still can deal some damage of some sort. But ultimately, they all will add up eventually.
Alright.
If he consistently rolls insanely good rolls, then he still wins the fight. Even if it depends on how in depth you use your descriptions, and also how in depth as a GM I can do it. If it makes any more sense, I'll say that since there was 2 of them and he kind of was throwing at both, that the one that took him down to the ground was one that kind of leaned back, so he didn't get him as much as the other one did.
That's right.
Yeah. In any case, it is your turn, Jack Boot.
Okay, where am I?
You're standing off with the rest of your group. The other combatants of the enemy side have now gotten close enough where we're at this distance. They're closing gap. And there's quite a list of combatants to deal with.
And nobody's approaching me directly other than me being part of the group?
Yeah. They're kind of approaching as group versus group, not specifics yet. So there's plenty of options in terms of who you're trying to take down.
I forget, does anyone in our party not have active devil fruit?
These two do not have devil. Well, he also. 3 people do not have devil fruits.
Not that really assists my kid any.
Technically not on each. Well, I mean, I am, but I'm not even with you guys.
Yeah.
Right.
My slaughter has yet to come.
Yep.
Yeah, what?
Don't worry about it.
Fighting Bomello.
Okay. Then I'm going to just... I'm gonna do the old soup gun trick, even though it didn't work last time. But I'm going to pull out my significantly large gun, and I'm going to pour a thing of soup into it, and I'm going to try and shoot as many people as I can see as much as I can.
Alright, go.
Except for the people who are in my group, obviously.
Obviously. Plus 7? 27. That is a very nice roll. With your gun, the last time it hadn't worked. This time, you've been training on your own a little bit.
I feel the soup energy coursing through my gun.
Yeah. You release fire, sending bullets spraying all over the battlefield. As you watch several bullets hit into some of the other characters, the 2 large chiseled gentlemen took multiple, but they do not seem to win at all. However, some of the other guys, including some assassins that were headed toward Xena again, they got caught up in the fire. They are not getting up. But yeah, no, you spray the battlefield and you successfully managed to land several hits against multiple foes.
I'm happy to take out some random jerks.
Other thing to remember is those are sea prison bullets.
Oh,
No,
that is...
I'm not actually sure about that.
Well...
Because it was the gun and the bullets. I think.
Oh, yeah, you're not... Yeah, that's true. It's a
was
limited supply, so if he gets a low enough roll at some point, probably not at this session.
I just mentioned it
sessions.
since characters that were hit that it could potentially affect would need to use NPC roll things.
I need to double check and make sure. I don't know how many of them actually even have devil. I'm pretty sure most of the group, the bounty hunters, don't even have devil fruits. Let's see. Okay, 1.
I was just bringing it up for your reference.
Oh no, I appreciate it. I wouldn't have thought about that.
I keep forgetting that my bullets are some stone. I keep thinking they're not, but everyone else says they are, so I believe that.
Yeah, because that was the big selling point of the gun at the weapon shop.
There is one member of their group that has a devil fruit, and it's their doctor, and he would not be close near the fight. He'd be standing off to the side.
Okay, makes sense.
So he probably... I mean, there's
G.
a stray bullet could get hit, but his devil fruit isn't necessarily meant for combat, so it wouldn't really matter too much. But yeah.
Yeah, I'm not exactly targeting him because I don't know any of the people we're fighting.
Right. All right. You have 2 more turns.
Well, does it look like I could deal more damage if I hit more shots, or does it look like I got a lot of people who just resisted it?
There's at least 2 guys that definitely did not care. Most of the other ones still kind of were like, like they took actual damage. So if you wanted to focus all on one person, and that could potentially do a lot more. But honestly, up to you.
Okay.
Up to your discretion.
I'm going to. I'm going to continue using my large gun to shoot the bullets at the bad guys.
Awesome!
My
Continuously
favorite.
shooting back. Rose playing the support role very well. Oh, that time someone decided to pick you up then. With a 6 with a plus
Good
7.
luck picking me up. I'm large.
That is true. With like a 13, I believe. As you begin to turn around and you begin to fire again, this time, one of the figures, the one that is extremely well armored with a large sword, he notices you and he, despite the limps, leaps forward and he pulls a shield from behind his back and begins blocking it as he runs forward, sword out. And, he starts, this would be Bastion.
I thought that was Spartan. I was like, bro's
No.
on the other end of the island.
No. With the shield in hand, he begins approaching fast, trying to close the gap and keep you away from hitting the rest of the other folks.
Do I recognize him?
You personally, no.
Okay.
Jack Boo wouldn't.
Alright.
James
then
would.
I'm going to. It's just gonna. If I try and involve food, it's just gonna look stupid. But I would get a bonus. I'm not gonna involve food. I'm going to run directly at him,
Okay.
shoulder first, and
Tank
try
bones.
and very stupidly try and smack him with his own shield.
Alright.
Oh no.
Tank bonus for this.
Oh, this is my 3rd roll, isn't it?
It is. Oh man, it's a 2 with a 5.
Isn't he
Or
kind of getting
five.
jumped though?
Well, not quite. As you approach and he sees you approaching, you kind of like with the. I assume were you like? Did you stop firing and then run forward, or are you firing as you run forward?
Oh, I would have stopped firing.
Okay, so when you stop firing, he lifts up the shield, and as you approach, as it's kind of like I'm going to say, it's kind of like a large circular one. He sees you coming, drops low, and hurls it. So then it comes spinning and it hits you directly in the kneecap, sending you to like fall down to one leg. And then he starts approaching, sword out and around, and he kind of goes, "Sorry about this, but you leave me no choice." And he begins to swing forward, aiming directly for your head. And with that, okay, I'm gonna be honest. When Malka brings Bumelo out,
Yeah.
Bumelo
He
is
just kind of like he's trying to like hype himself up, and he's like, I got this. He's like, don't die.
He looks at you. You know that grin that Fushiguro gave that one time, that full like the leering grin that's kind of disturbing.
Wait, who?
Fushiguro from
Megumi.
JJK.
Oh, Megumi. Okay.
Megumi, the one that
Probably the domain moment.
Oh yeah.
the one where he's just
full-on-
like
Yeah.
covered in blood.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, he's doing that, but he's just staring at you. And as
and he's just like holding his mop spear, and he's just like shaking.
and he sees that and goes, "This is gonna be so fun. It's gonna be so fun. What am I doing, Malka? You're training him. Screw that!" And at once he's wearing chains. He rips out of them, and he plunges 2 fingers directly into his heart. And as he does, he goes, "Deathly Rose, activate." And he twists.
What the
And when he does, he goes,
What?
"Yes." And you watch as his eyes start pulsating. As he begins to bleed from the eyes. And he looks, and Malka just kind of goes, "Your gods begin. You're wasting the last effort on Heath Slater? What is your... Bumelo, don't throw away your life. Don't get me wrong, you're a bloodthirsty monster, but you're still my brother. What are you doing?" And Bumelo goes, "The revenge I seek has gone long past due. These 2 specifically are the reason I lost an eye and have failed Mother. That is why I will do whatever it takes. Deathly Rose has been activated. All that's left is the names. Heath Slater. Apollo Kaiser.
And bang.
And Bomelo Blaymore. And as he does this, he releases his 2 fingers. All at once, the pulsating in his chest becomes apparent as you watch as the flesh kind of reforms, but in place of the flesh, as a fleshy rose kind of forms out of the hole. And as that happens, his hockey level doubles. As you watch as it begins to pulsate, the pure pain you feel in your body is like immense. As you look down and you watch as a rose forms on your chest. Same goes for Apollo. Malka looks at you guys and he kind of sits down shaking and goes, "That's it then. The deathly rose is something infused in all Blaymores. It's a last-ditch effort. Life's on the line.
So why is it on me?
Well, Heath, if you decide to run away, or get another person to join in the fight, your body immediately explodes. If Bomelo so chooses, he can remotely detonate his own body with the same destructive capability of a island destroyer. I think they call them a nuke. The only way to kill Bomelo and successfully survive this encounter is by beheading him. He has now put both of your lives against his. This is a no-holds-barred blood feud. The only way out of this is for either both of you to die, or for him to die."
And you just kind of.
And Malka goes, "I wish I could help. I honestly would."
No, it's fine. Apollo, let's do this one more time.
Apollo kind of looks over at him and he kind of just shakes his head and goes, "I can't believe I'm putting my life on the line for this."
I'm putting mine too, but not by my choice, but.
And he pulls hammer in one hand, mace in the other, and he kind of like looks over and kind of still shaking. I mean, he's not Bomelo is a very scary figure. Large sea stone broadsword on over his shoulder. He points to you and goes, "You're finally mine." All right, Heath, you have 3 turns.
Oh, all right. Let's try not to die. First, I guess I'm gonna do. I'm gonna try and do a little bit of a combo attack with Apollo. Like he's gonna take point, and I'm gonna come in like from behind with the spear, and try and like after I stick him with the spear, try and do just a few combos on him.
Okay, 2 combo. I see you coming up from behind. 10. As
Not
Apollo leaps forward, weapons at the ready, he starts swinging with not much of a effort.
Yeah, and he
Bomelo
tries
with
to
the
get
large
+2
broadsword, he
spear.
blocks, and as you come around, he just swings around so you miss him completely, and now he turns, and now he's behind you. Positioning himself in a way that could be beneficial to him.
And he just kind of like loosens some of the spots with the guitar pick shurikens like really quickly, and then just like brings his arm behind him and just stops them so they all shoot out back at him.
All right.
And he kind of like rolls forward to dodge.
Musician bonus +5. Try. Yeah,
Closer to you. What do you
I don't know why I needed to do that. I didn't need to do that. 22 with a +5. 27.
Okay.
You swing them around, and
Yeah, he just kinda, like, brings his arms
shatter.
back
They
to-
like they strike his body in a line as he kind of just goes. Ugh!
Yeah, like in an X.
Yeah. Pretty fire. All right, got one more turn.
And then he kind of comes back up and grabs his mop spear, kind of hitting him in the face with the wet mop to distract him, and then just going for a nice stab in the chest.
All right. 8.
Dang!
Even with the bonuses, as you leap forward, he blocks, sends up, punches in the face. And now I will roll for Apollo.
Yeah.
6. Apollo reaches. Apollo like runs forward like a bull, and all at once, Bomelo grabs him with his hand and just hurls him across the beach. Apollo lands super hard on his back, the air knocked out of him.
Heath Slater tries to like catch him, but they both just tumble.
All right, Eric or Beckett, your turn.
Oh, this is not good.
Yay. I'm gonna just be like, oh wow, seems like training's going well on the ship.
Ah, awesome.
What do you mean it's going well?
Yeah, I'm just be like, I think you guys have it handled here, and I'm gonna go over to wherever this celestial dragon is.
To the fountain.
Yep.
Unfortunately, okay.
28, yep.
They actively ignore you for some weird reason. The two large figures kind of nod at you as you like walk by, and they're kind of like they acknowledge you, and they're like, oh, "What an alpha! He's so cool."
He
And-
must live at the
And the other guy goes, "Rock, you see that man right there? That's what you call a legend." And you see as
Game respect.
as the other one goes, the young guy kind of goes and goes, "Yeah, Grandpa, I understand what you're saying. He radiates strength. I want to be like him.
Beautiful.
So cool." As you approach, you can see Paul fighting in the distance against a cloaked figure, but you see the celestial dragon by himself, still chained at the fountain. He like looks up when he sees you approaching and kind of just goes,
Can't see how well it's going over there, but I'm just feel like, good job, buddy. Keep it up. So, I'm just gonna sit down in front of him while he's all chained up. Tell me, why exactly it is you're in such great shape when one of the most bloodthirsty assassins is here.
They knew that you guys would not listen if the celestial dragon was haunted anyway. They understand that you guys live by a code of honor. They try to live by that.
Yeah, but this is also Snake we're talking about.
That is true. That's not to say he didn't try to use some torture methods, as he shows you that he has no fingernails. Or his also he has like scars up and down all over his arms, but they seem to be somewhat faded.
Well, you are the objective, I suppose, as much as I disagree with it. I'm gonna pick him up. I'm gonna just clap the chain on just over my shoulder as a backpack, and I'm just gonna carry him back to the ship.
17. As you pick him up, you see something fall from his pocket.
Gonna get I'm just be like, oh, what's this? Gonna get a look at it.
It's a devil fruit. It is the sun god fruit.
Noted. I'm gonna put it in my jacket for now, since everybody's busy fighting. And be like, alright, come on. We're gonna go let you rest on the ship.
Taking back to the ship. That is a one. As you pick up the old man and you approach where the ship is, you suddenly, as you're like standing there, you kind of hear a voice go, "Well, now we can't exactly have that." And all at once, you hear a as the old man goes limp in your hand over your shoulder. As you look, and there in the back of his skull sits a knife. The old woman from before. You would know her, you would have heard of her as Lady Balmora, the lady that is in charge of the Assassin's Gear. And she turns and she looks to you and she kind of goes, "You should have known better. We can't let someone so important just go with you." She snaps her fingers and the knife in the back of this man's head explodes, sending the concussive force sending you back.
Just gonna be like, alright. Kind of ruined my goals here. But, it's good to see you. You want to know why? Because, you see, I have this thing when it comes to combat about being up front. Showing who's boss when it needs to happen. And I really hate cowardly assassins.
Her eyes narrow when you say that, and she just kind of she pulls out the cane sword, and it's revealed that it's nunchucks.
Yep.
Actually, not cane sword. Sorry, she lifts up the cane, and it's like nunchucks, and she kind of goes, you'll find that there's nothing cowardly about me at all.
Yeah, let's see about that. And then next person's turn.
Okay,
Or
Paul.
NPC roll.
Or, well, I guess we can roll for the NPCs. Other NPCs. They are not doing that good. Alright. Paul, it is your turn.
Alright, so I have his arm chained up. So I'm going to bring him. I'm going to yoink him to me. And I'm going to hit him with a blackout punch. So just hit him with my fist that has my devil fruit.
30! You bring him forward, and you just boom up the jaw as you hear an audible crunching noise as he literally does a full backflip and lands like on his head. And he kind of just goes, what was that? And he starts standing up and he looks at you and he spits out a tooth and kind of smiles and goes, all right then. You got considerable strength. Impressive. And unexpected.
You know, my friend, you have picked a fight with the worst person to pick a fight with. Do you see that up there?
Oh?
And then as he looks up there, I'm going to use my copy fruit to imitate the lightning fruit and just have a lightning ray just fall down on him.
20. He looks up and goes, and like the lightning, like he like rolls, but it still strikes him in the shoulder. And you watch as he like rolls over, it kind of sizzles as he kind of grasps his like burned arm, and as he kind of just goes, are you kidding me?
Alright, I'm going to sling my sword, or my whatever, my things on the chains.
Yeah.
I'm going to sling him over at him, and this time I'm going to try and get a full body wrap, and I want to try and restrain him.
Plus 2? 29 plus 2 is a 31. You wrap around the chains and you hold tight as he's forced to take a knee as you have somehow managed to get the upper hand on him. The injured shoulder did give you some leverage. Alright, Colton, it is your turn.
Okay. I see this man on one knee.
Surprised he hasn't used his fruit.
And like, you know in the season 2 of Vinland, when Thorfinn's fighting Snake and it like flashes off Askeladd?
Yeah.
It's gonna do that as like Sparkin like looks up with like kind of a look of like tiredness, and then it's gonna like flicker like half of him and half of me, and then Space gonna like kind of like stop and stand there. And he's gonna like put his hands on his hips and take like a deep sigh. He's gonna be like, I see myself in you. And just you weren't prepared for me. I'm gonna do you're men of honor though. I like that. Come back and fight me and get stronger. And then I'm gonna be like, but I'm also gonna be like, then Spade's gonna stop and be like, or he could join my crew. One of the two.
16. He stands up and he just kind of goes, he holds out his sword to you and he kind of just shakes his head and goes, you very much well know I can't do that. We started this thing. It doesn't matter whether or not I knew your capabilities. I'm already as strong as you.
I won't fight a man whose leg is impaled and who's already at a disadvantage. And I'm just gonna walk away.
Sam roll. As you begin to walk away, he yells out and goes, you can't do this to me! This is the worst sort of disrespect! You can't expect this sort of fight to walk away! I'm not your weak link! I'm your equal!
I'm gonna be like, I'm not gonna use the 12 gauge with the slug against a rabbit. I'm gonna continue walking away.
Last roll, 20 and up, you manage to succeed, like, you because the injuries could be severe enough to the point where he actually just agrees and just doesn't care.
And you're just gonna break his spirit.
16. You begin to walk away and you hear this limping running noise as he's trying to run forward with you. He's overcome with emotion as he kind of goes, I won't. If I'm going to meet my end, it's going to be the field of battle. I'm not going to let myself just sit here and watch you walk away like you're some sort of important person. You're a nobody!
I'm gonna like this is really the end of my turn. I'm not gonna roll. Or
Right.
anything, but it's gonna like do the thing where like he's behind me, and like you know like the Mihawk side eye.
Yeah.
I'm gonna give him that, and it's kind of like the "don't mess with me" thing. And I'm gonna do the "you have me mistaken." I'm gonna do the "you're not on my level," and then continue to walk.
All right. Next
I'm gonna
time
continue-
we'll find out if that can actually work. Right, Rufus. It is your.
Strangled by. Alright. Yeah, I'm currently being strangled by a bow.
Or no, you. He wrapped it around your arm and flung you. You're no
Oh,
longer
okay.
restrained. Yeah. You're just on the ground.
Oh.
Oh, you two. Dude, that's insane. That's insane. Alright, control yourself, guys. Oh my goodness. Dude. You guys are the worst.
All right, lock in.
Alright. I will say that once the battles are over, it will be reaching our time
We've been
limit.
here for
So
like 4 hours.
yeah, been a minute. We've been recording for 2.
Yeah.
Anyways.
Wait. Yagoda, I know you don't listen to this podcast, but shout out Yagoda.
Oh yeah, we gotta shout out. You gotta.
Shout out Cable Stick into Tobias' house.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah, Tobias Haas, shout out.
Yeah.
Tanner Hammond.
Caleb. Caleb
Brentford.
Stitt. Yep.
Yep. Caleb Paddock, I know you're watching at home.
He's 26.
Shout out to the fellow listening from Poland.
Yes.
Oh yeah, you good?
All right.
Alright, I'm just going to take out my pistol and try to shoot one of them in the thighs
All right.
Oh, you're
with my sea stone bullet.
No, you will not do it. You bring out your gun, and all at once, the other guy finally got the sand out of his eyes, and he runs over, and he literally rat kicks you. He literally just goes, and he kicks with the front of his foot, kicked you on the side of the head, causing you to kind of roll over, and they kind of both laugh, and they go, you know, the Devil's Peddler's not meant for combat. What made you think that you could have been helpful in this instance? And they both begin to kind of like put arrows into their, their bolts and arrows and kind of put them on. They're both aiming at you now. Dude, you guys are you two are such like nerds, bro.
Wait, what
Bro,
are
I
you
hit
talking
that.
about?
Bro, I hit that.
Dude, stop making fun of me. I'm gonna beat you guys up as soon as this gets.
Why?
Oh my
Why,
god.
Cordell? Hey, Cordell, why are you gonna beat me up?
You've just been
Never
sitting here
mind.
being a good waiting commentator.
Yeah, man, I've been a good player.
Me too.
I have
Alright,
a
continue
message to
campaign.
store, too.
All right. We got to lock in, guys.
Oh my goodness. Is there any cover around?
There's some trees, yeah.
Alright, I'm going to run into whatever foliage there is.
Try. Oh, that is a 1.
What is this?
You roll
all get those
over, and you
readings.
try to run for the foliage, and all at once you feel this like piercing pain pass through your back and out as you watch this bolt that is covered with like barbs and like spinning like a drill goes right through your back and enters out of your side as you kind of just go, oh, and all at once you like look over to your right and there's another arrow. This one kind of sparks and then another explosion, and this time you go rolling off to the left and you hit with a thud against a tree as you kind of go clutching at your bleeding side as you kind of try to get up to your feet, both archers kind of approaching you slowly.
Guess I'll just die.
No.
Yes.
He just did that. You're sure?
All right.
He rolled a 1.
Guess I'll die.
Well, I will just at the top of my lungs shout out for help to any of the remaining
Party members.
Yeah.
Mocha. 9. You yell out, "Help!" and you hear from No, you hear it coming from the beach. Rufus, I'm on my way. It's C4.
Yes.
He's riding on the
Bomb
emu. He's riding on the emu that he got.
Where's his
I
name?
feel like throw
No,
effing
his name is-
bombs.
his name is
The emu.
The emu's name is Sure, you know what? We
I
can
thought
name
it
it
was
Bobby.
Bobby.
His name
It's
is
Bommy.
no,
Yeah, Bommy.
His name is Bowman Tommy.
It's Bommy T.
As Bommy the emu rides forward, like stretch forward, C4's like, I'm on my way! And everyone just goes,
Alright.
alright, dude.
Be like, C4, rain fire.
I'm actually gonna do a
I'm gonna roll for Big Sam over here.
Nope. I'm
You
gonna
mean
roll to
Bang
see
Sam?
if C4 does actually any hold. Oh
C4 rolled 28.
no! It was a try, but the best kind of try. Oh man, that's so sad. 12.
You should have made him the knight in shining armor, bro.
Yeah. That's so sad. He's still far away, so he hasn't approached yet. All right, Jackboot, it is your turn.
Okay.
You're facing this fellow with a shield and sword. He got you down to one knee, and he's
He's weak in the
out.
legs.
I'm about to get whacked in the neck with a sword.
Yep.
So, what I want to do is, as he goes to swing for me, I'm not going to try and block his attack. I'm just going to jump up straight at him and grab him and yell, "Let me give you one of my special turnovers," and suplex him onto the ground.
That is so fire.
And I want my chef bonus.
I'll give you the
For
chef
the
bonus.
for
and
He
the
made a
chef
reference.
bonus. Yeah,
Mhm.
bless you.
I vaguely referenced cooking.
Try.
That was a good try.
Okay, and also my other bonuses, which are playing the insinuations.
It's not necessarily insane to suplex him. You're bigger than him. But
He's wearing armor, and I'm on the ground in front of him.
sure.
And he has
Maybe give him a
sword and
Hector
shield.
bonus.
Shut up.
My
That's in a
gun
bang
is just
bonus.
on the ground.
I'll give you your plus 10 bonus for this one roll.
And also I'm tanking because he's trying to attack me, and I want
27.
27. You grasp him around the waist and you suplex him overhead, and he just lands hard on his back. And you notice like he does have some bullet wounds from earlier, and you see that like as he hits the ground, the air like escapes his lungs, and he kind of just goes, oh, and he rolls over on his back, his armor kind of like shuddering and kind of splintering as he looks at you and he smiles and goes, "You're quite strong, my lady." You have 2 more turns, I believe.
Okay.
Bastion goodness.
I'm gonna go for a long shot. Well, okay, I'm gonna say, who are you?
Why, I am Bastien. I'm a member of the Vinland Pirates, and I'm a bounty hunter. I'm here to take you alive or dead to my masters.
Would you join the Navy?
Oh! Yes, I would.
I give him my hand and help him to his feet.
Let's go!
Bastion joins the
He he kind of goes, well, maybe I can convince the rest of my crew to let you go. I don't know. I will see. I'm not exactly popular with them all.
All right.
No one wants to interact.
Do you want to use your last turn to see if Bastien can convince people?
Come on.
Sure. I'll lend that. I'll use. Okay.
All right.
None of my bonuses apply except for insanity. It's really stupid. I shouldn't be doing
20.
it. Okay.
He's distracting. He's distracting like the other 2 large figures that haven't even like gotten into the combat yet. He's just talking to them. And he goes, "Hey guys," and you see both of them do the side eye to each other, look back, and they kind of just shake their heads as they're looking at it. But he's putting up a pretty convincing discussion.
That's good.
You can tell that much. All right.
I look like Bob from the Minions right now.
That's crazy, Colton. But Mello is he's kind of just messing around at this point.
I'm gonna try and attack with both spears. Just kind of go crazy, go ham.
All right. I think you get your ex-Navy bonus from that, right?
I get +2 from the spear, +3 from the ex-Navy,
Plus 1 for the
or-
mob.
+1 for the mop, so that's 6.
Yeah, it's a plus
And
6.
then musician if I want to use the shurikens, but I'm not going to use them here.
Okay. So first roll for a plus 6. 19 plus 6, that's a 25.
Yeah.
He begins just jabbing into him, and he's kind of letting you as he's just laughing. His blood is spitting out of his mouth. As he looks at it and goes, "That's right. Just try it."
And then he's going to let go of him and just go for a uppercut, just haymaker, just ding.
Okay. 13. He doesn't flinch. You punch him in the jaw, and you go, He just goes.
And his hand, he's like, ow, ow.
He just looks at you and
What
goes,
a bowl.
try it again.
All right. And he tries going even more.
He does it again. 24.
Yeah.
You watch as this black energy kind of forms around your fist. As you leap forward and you bam right in the jaw, and he kind of goes, "Ugh!" And his eyes get big and he goes, I got punched by Heath Slater, and he kind of takes a few steps
And he
back.
just watches it fade and he's like, what the?
What the heck?
Was
Pull
this
the
what
Johnny.
No.
Now for Apollo.
Was this what the old man was talking about?
15. Apollo like gets to his feet and he starts running and he goes, I'm coming, Heath! And like Barmello just kind of goes, stop that, get back! And he starts blocking his attacks. Alright, Eric, your turn. The old woman stares at you from across your group and she kind of just laughs and she goes, I've heard rumors about you, old man. I've heard that you've been getting soft, weak. I guess it's time to see if you actually have any skill or if you're just a stupid old man that can punch things really hard.
But first, inventory crew, get rid of this woman.
You said who?
Inventory crew, get rid of this woman. Since we're right at the boat.
You guys are just not at the
Run him
boat.
over with the forklift.
13, you go.
Wow.
You go. Inventory crew.
No one's just there.
And there's just... You hear from
Use
the
the
back...
phone. Use the phone.
You don't hear anything in return that you realize you were like on the outskirts of the village and you're like...
I'm not in the right spot, am I?
You could try to contact them and be like, Paul, Eric, get over here.
Have them both.
It's
urgent.
Paul,
No.
Paul and Eric to the front end, please. Paul
Wait.
and Eric to the front end.
Hey guys, we have we have somebody trespassing on our property. This island's gonna be ours now, by the way. Can you 86er get her out of here? Thanks.
Oh no. That's a 23. I felt like
I'll give you the 23. You hear a beep beep coming from the beach, and you watch us just speeding forward. You see Eric and Bo go, 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 and the woman goes, what the? And she gets run over with the forklift.
Bang,
And
bang,
she's like,
bang,
she's
bang.
like, you can't just. And then like the 5 lackeys were running from behind her. They go, get her up, get her up, get her up. You watch as one of them just goes. They go. She gets to her knees and she goes, and she just goes. And then all at once, all 5 just go. They all
That's some erosion type shit, bro.
They all just.
All 5 of my lackeys.
They all just
jumping
jumping her and they're like, yeah.
You know,
that's some erosion.
I'm actually gonna sit there and I'm gonna be like, you know, I was actually kind of expecting them to like not do too much, but I can't believe you're losing to the Mop Boys lackeys.
George, the
Are you
large
gonna
one that
use-
ate the pepper, just goes, yeah.
he literally starts sitting. He just sits on her, and she's like, "Oh, yeah." He smells like he hasn't bathed in 3 years, and George just goes, "It's true."
You know what?
The armpit of death.
I don't usually do this, but I'm gonna take a page out of one of my students' books. Grab the old lady by the head, and I'm basically going to use all 3 forms of my hockey to recreate the quake fruit on the old lady's body, and just kind of.
Hockey proficiency.
Yep, that does it. And she
No,
just goes,
she's not allowed.
and she just her whole body just convulses, and she's gone. It's like,
Oh,
and
I'm
then
going
like,
to arrest her.
I'm actually gonna be like, I'm actually just gonna look at it and I'm gonna be like, oh,
she's
that was-
an old woman. Like she was all skill, but then she got jumped. So.
One of the lackeys
She get
is
run
like,
over by the force.
She did. She
one
got
of the
run-
lackeys is like, the Vice Admiral, he used a fraction of Heath Slater's
actually
power.
because the last time I saw this old lady was with Xena there. I'm just gonna look to her and I'm gonna be like, I'm sorry, I didn't know she was gonna pop.
Xena's like in the background facing like at this point there's like 50 assassins. There's bodies all over where she is. She has her blade out and
Damn, she's kicking ass.
she wraps it around one of the guy's necks and just goes and it just snaps as she takes the weight it in and hits another one in the balls and then just takes the knife stabs him 30 times in the neck and then
Well,
just goes,
that's a Janak roll right
and
there.
she like looks over and she just kind of like laughs and she goes, trust me, I don't care.
All right, lackeys, go help. I don't know with what, but just Please don't be in my presence anymore.
20. All of them go, yeah, we got this! And you watch as George literally just goes, and he starts punching one of the other guys. And Paul and Eric are literally driving the forklift around with the pokes out with spears on it, just running over like all the different assassins.
Dude, my lackeys are doing work.
All right, and with that, Paul.
When did the lackeys get combat training?
It turns out that Malk had been training them in the background.
Oh my goodness. One of them eats
Snake,
And he's the second smartest.
you've seen my repertoire. I have you down on bended knee. I am going to give you this offer one time, and one time only. You have one opportunity to make it out of here as a free man. Well, I guess it would be more of an indentured servant type deal. Join us. I know that you were the right hand of the Pirate King at some point, so that means you must be powerful. And right now it looks like you're the leader of the Assassinations Guild. So that means you're skillful. If you're skillful and powerful, why not join us? You've tasted a glimpse of my power. With you, you can be a heavy feature in the new Navy where we bring about justice. And we will truthfully and wholeheartedly seek it out in a councilship sort of way. Because each man has his own morals and not all of them line up. But if we all convene as a group, we can see eye to eye, we can meet common ground on some things. And I feel like having someone like you to back us up would be perfect for everyone. So this one time, and this one time only, if you want to make it out and, be sort of free, have some kind of freedom, I would take this deal. I get a plus 10 on this roll. Because I had charisma and
33. Oh. Got you, Knack.
He stands there and he looks at you and his eyes kind of like falter and he kind of goes, honestly, never really put my own personal thoughts into anything. My entire life I've been indentured, so ruling with Barry. But since he disappeared, I've had no purpose. I'm in charge of the Bounty Hunters Association. I'm in charge of the Assassins Guild, and yet I feel like I have nothing. Johnny is taking the power away from anything. Now I work for him. To be honest, I hate it. But since I joined the crew, he was a wimpy kid. He has no right to be in this level of power and strength.
I kind of earned it for you.
I can't promise you I'll be with your crew, but I can tell you one thing. When the time comes, when you go to war with Johnny and Barry, you can call on me. And with the full strength of the Assassins Guild and Bounty Hunters Association, you will have my support.
Hey, can you guys join our ship?
No.
Oh.
Thank you, Snake. Although that's not 100% what I would have liked. I would have liked you to come and fight along with me. I realize that not everyone can just up and leave their stations. You're a man with many responsibilities, and I respect that. So, in this moment, I'll shake your hand. We'll be headed out. But I would like at least one of your Vinland guys. I think that would be fun. So what do you think about that?
If there's any of the members of the Bounty Hunters Association that wish to join your crew, I guess you could get one of them.
I know just the one.
That woman. You know how that knife exploded? I kind of sensed it with my hockey. I'm assuming you did as well.
Yeah.
Is Malcolm unsavable?
Yeah. His head got exploded.
Unfortunate. Well, there lies a road with many casualties, and this marks the beginning of it. We were here to save this man, but in the end, if only one man died, because I haven't been back up since I got kilogrammed down there. If only one man has perished, and this mission seems to have ended fairly smoothly. Unfortunately, I would have liked to save him. But if I can save the rest of your 100 men, then albeit it was worth it.
You hear in the background, beep, beep, beep. Get him, Paul, get him!
As long as we walk out with most of them.
You hear like 5 voices go, nah, nah! And you hear one of the guys
Wait,
go, please, I have a
stay. Let's end this right now. Please tell them to stop. Please tell them to stop.
They are not forklift certified.
They're part of your crew, Paul.
Captain Crow's not like this.
Jacob looks to you and he goes, in all honesty, the Vinland pirates are within my control. They work for me, yeah. But let's be honest. We both know how unruly pirates can be. I'll leave that part to you.
Well,
and
that's
then you kind of like, you gotta kind of just wiggles out of the chains as he gets up and he goes, he throws you like a pocket dinted machine and then he goes, call me when you need to. And only when you need to.
alrighty.
If any of the Yonkers find out I gave up and joined the new Navy, most likely I'll be killed. So best to keep this in our best interests as a secret.
Alright.
I wish you well. And I wish you the best in trying to convince the rest of those guys to leave you alone.
Oh, no, trust me.
The bigger guys might be easier to reason with.
Thank you, friend. And then I jump back up to the surface because I think I have one more left.
Okay.
Who do I see up top? Like, cause I was just like burrowed a little bit, so I'm just gonna.
Yeah, you kind of like look up. In the distance, you can see that there's just a scuffle up there, and then far off in the distance on the beach, you can sense that there's a very heated battle going on.
Yeah.
A bloodbath, actually. A very bad bloodbath.
No.
Do I sense who's in the bloodbath?
You know it to be. You can sense a weakness that is Heath Slater, and you can sense
Bro!
this overwhelming rage that is
Didn't have to-
obviously Bamelo.
Didn't have to.
I'm kidding, man.
Didn't have
You're
to make
not-
me catch a spray there. Just-
I mean, hey, he could actually sense your presence for once, so that's
All
a
right.
benefit.
Well, I'm going to. I'm just going to start floating. I don't know what fruit will allow me to float, but I'm going to float. And I'm going to be like, Vinland pirates, join the cause for justice. I've heard about your
Imagine
ends,
Ferb going,
and I've heard about the means of you being here. I know that there's a big monkey somewhere. A big monkey? But
That he would just not know that.
but join us.
Bro, this metagame.
You can do. Yeah, I am.
Definitely metagaming right now.
I want to recruit.
Do whatever it is that you want. Just do it under my banner. But don't take my banner.
I love how Paul is just.
Though-
I'm metagaming, and I know it.
And everyone's like, what's a metagame?
34. You watch as like the group like look up and they go, yeah. They any survivors. Well, all the Vinland guys. None of the Vinland guys really died. I will say the only ones where we might have to do the see how the fight goes is between Spartakin and Spade, since they're in a very different area. But the other ones kind of. They listen. They put down your arms as
Hey guys, quit killing the assassins. We need them for deck work.
oh, get him up. Oh, is that a super kick? Oh my. Oh, well. You want these guys alive? You watch as like all the guys, they literally had like one guy and all 5 of them were like just kicking on him and then they just gotta stop and go.
Yeah, we
Okay.
want them alive. Take
I
any
know-
of the half-alive ones to the doctor.
They just start dragging bodies. They start piling the bodies on the forklift. Beep, beep.
Okay.
They pile my body on the forklift.
Yeah.
C4 is just dragging me with his
See-
emu.
Yeah, C4 has you on over his emu, like you're like laid out, and he goes, "Don't worry, we can get you over to the ship as quick as whistle."
So I know my turn is over. But Quinn Cook is going to float in a safe vicinity where he would not get blown up. And he's going to be like, Heath, I recruited 50 mop boys. If you survive, you won't just be a mop boy. You'll be the manager mop boy. And that comes with a 3-time raise.
And he just kind of like spits out blood after. I imagine the scuffle kind of took place during like there was like little fights between. And he just spits out some blood. And he stands up with that. You know what? I'm gonna go with another Fushiguro smile. Like when he's about to summon Maharaga, just with that like smile. Seems like I'm getting a raise if I live after this, Pomelo. You're done for.
No, I'm going to actually kill you. Heath Slater, I would, if you somehow managed to beat me, I'm glad I will be dead. Because I don't think I could live that down.
Man, the name's Slater.
No, it's Heath Slater, actually.
I thought it was bang.
Bang.
Wait, the mop boys had a name this whole time?
Yeah, that's right. I could not. I would not.
Yeah.
He
Okay.
just screamed
I
out.
could.
You said that he was like running towards me.
Yeah, trying to.
Cut him in half.
Nah, I'm not gonna do that. We could actually use him, but I'm gonna like, with my cape that my captain placed upon me, I'm gonna like, it's gonna do the thing where like the wind's like kind of pushing it. You know what I mean? Like we're just like glazing with the wind.
Yeah.
And then I'm gonna stop. Like he's gonna do like the hands in the pockets, and he's gonna like side eye and see him coming, and do the thing where like he jumps and is about to slash, and I'm gonna just get a finger gun him with my repulse.
Ooh, that's kind of cool. How many rolls do you want to use for this?
16.
Just one.
All right.
Every roll for the rest of the session.
Try.
Basically, he should.
You shoot, and he blocks as he kind of like he got it like it sends him back, so he lands on his back and he kind of goes, ugh, and he like gets up and he kind of goes, he runs again and he goes, not this time.
Dude, this is actually making me feel bad, dude. This is pitiful.
Yeah.
I'm gonna be like, I'm gonna take his side, and then I'm gonna do, you know, like what Captain Levi did to Aaron. I'm literally gonna do that, just to
Oh, the kicking, the brutal beatdown. Yeah.
with my devil feet, of course. 30.
As he runs forward, you have your hands in your pockets. Sword up. You literally kick him in the stomach. You go and doubles over. You literally axe kick him. You know, that's like when you take the back of your leg and you put it down to the neck. He literally hits the ground and it does like a little, like it literally spikes. He literally spikes his head in scorpions. As you watch the little cracks in the ground kind of go up. Then you proceed to kick him repeatedly until he finally goes unconscious from his just pure like pain.
I'm gonna put him on my back and then walk back to the ship.
I won't have you roll for that. That's fine. But now, as you guys approach, you guys see, and this is something that like all of you hockey profession guys will be able to notice.
Killing one this time.
It seems as though there's a straight up like a ring surrounding Bomelo, Apollo, and Heath. And you know, like you don't know the conditions of this weapon, but you would all be able to sense that once you enter that ring, something is going to happen. You are all dead.
I'm not
All
going
right. As you guys like approach and you watch this battle, and now you have unlimited rolls, Heath. Unlimited rolls until this combat is over. And every 3 rolls I roll for Apollo.
How many 30s does he have?
Him?
I have
he has 5.
yeah.
But did you get a 1 at any point?
No. I'm still at 5, I believe.
Okay. So yeah.
All right, sweet. I'm gonna go for a. Do I get a little bit of a bonus because I'm inspired by the captain giving me a promotion after this?
That would
that would probably
maybe like a Hector bonus and a
That
strategist
would
bonus
give him my
too.
+5 because I'm inspiring him.
And a devil fruit bonus, and a food bonus, and a mentor bonus.
No!
I'm thinking crazy thoughts, so he gets my insane bonus.
Yes.
And you know what? The other guy has a devil fruit bonus.
What?
Just dead on an
There's not a devil fruit.
We're all there. Crew bonus plus 100.
And earlier, I hit him, so he gets my tank bonus.
Yes, true, yes.
All right, seriously,
You
lock it.
You get a +5 at least.
Wait,
along with your additional.
can objects enter but people can't?
Objects can.
Everyone just shoot.
If Bomelo consciously sees you help in any way, like
Oh,
if
okay,
if
so
someone were to
I
toss
can't
an
use the
object then he would straight up be like, "Oh, okay," and kill all of you. He literally has a nuke in his chest.
We will not die.
It's like Netero from Hunter x Hunter.
I'll be like, oh no.
God. No, that is not what in fact you have. You have the Sun God food.
Doesn't matter.
Eric.
It'll still help you survive a nuke.
Isn't the sun
Wait,
god
when-
Nika?
Isn't that what's the one that
Sun God is
Sengoku?
Nika.
What is the one
That's
that
That's the
the
Buddha
human.
fruit.
Okay, then he has the Buddha.
Oh, he has human fruit model Buddha.
I mean,
Wait,
it'd
you ate a
still be
fruit?
useful. No, I don't have it. I have it in my pocket, but I haven't eaten it.
Oh, nice.
The Celestial Dragon. All right, Heath. Unlimited rolls. Time to finish. Oh, he's
He's cooking.
Cooking bonus.
Oh wait, actually, here, study all of the components of this food,
All right.
so you can use it with your
All right,
coffee
fine.
at any
Sponsorship. Today's episode is sponsored by Raid Shadow Legends. If you've never heard of this game, go to the App Store. It's on iOS, and it's also on Android too. So go ahead to the App Store, download Raid Shadow Legends, and let them know. Use creator code NerdHerd. Give us
that
some
will
money.
in fact give you nothing, and
But
you
what?
will
But what
spend
if I'm a
absolutely.
PC gamer?
Well, good news, because Raid Shadow Legends can also be played on PC. All you have to do is open up your web browser, go to raidshadowlegendsonline.com.org.edu.
Wow, that's a lot of dots.
Dude, the
Yeah,
sad thing
and
is that
then-
we can actually get sponsored by Raid Shadow
That's not
Legends.
sad. Raid Shadow Legends, if you're listening, that's not sad. We would love 10,000.
Oh, actually, yeah.
To promote your product.
You know what, Logan and Paul?
Log in 7 days in a row, and you will get the special legendary
Nerds.
hero Sog. And
Anyway,
all
back
his
to
glory.
the fight between Bumelo, Apollo, and...
No,
and
Wait
back
a
to
second.
Nerd-
This sponsorship read isn't finished.
It's at least 45 seconds.
You can get 30,000 free silver, an Xbox Live controller, a Nintendo Switch, and a gaming laptop. And that is not a lie. Just use creator code NERDHERD, capital E's, nothing else. Just a capital, so N, capital E, R, D, H, capital E, R, D.
Don't forget to enter the code Heath Slater with a capital H to get the
All right, back to
weakest
Heath
hero.
Slater's fight.
Subscribe to our Patreon. We draw pictures of our characters' feet on there. So,
Oh my!
And just wait for the 3rd edition. Things will get really spicy.
All right, back to
Just wait for the
back to
just wait for the calendar to come out.
and now back to our episode.
back to
Welcome back,
Pages of the
everybody.
calendar.
Thank you for that quick ad break, everybody. Let's finish this battle between Heath Slater, Bumelo, and Apollo.
All right, Heath Slater gets the bonus from the captain bonus because he's gonna get promoted after this, and he's gonna like set his spears down for like later, and he's just gonna go bare fist, and he's just gonna start doing like a beat down on Bumelo.
All right. 30.
Oh, he just does the scene in the JJK movie, the Gojo versus Miguel, and he just starts fucking.
Oh. Here, let me
Oh
cook.
my goodness.
You watch as Bumelo approaches you, full of that rage. He brings out his weapon and runs toward you, and from the crowd, you hear a voice into your mind, and it's C4 as he goes, "Hey Heath, just want to let you know, look out on your left." And as the blade from Bumelo comes down, you dodge. And he goes, "Yeah, good job, buddy. Hey, this is something I think they call an observation. I got an advanced set. I have level 30 hockey, in fact. So let me just tell you, and I can see that I had these headaches from time to time, but it's really just me being able to see into the future. What? So allow me to just tell you exactly what to do. Move right." And you move right. He goes, "That's right. Allow me to teach you how to see into the future. Now, you focus your mind, concentrate. Get all of those nasty thoughts. Okay, you're failing miserably here. Look, okay, just at least use somewhat of observation so you can get some brief flashes. Just a heads up, you'll need some headache medicine. Yeah, that's right. Duck down, jump, leap. Okay, and now, stab.
What?
Stab him.
Stab him?
Yeah, just stab him with your sword. Yeah, with your
I
hand.
don't have a sword.
Use the yeah, conquer. Oh, that's not conquerors, but that's something there. And all at once, as you fling your fist forward, it would do the thing where like when he was talking, it would do the thing where like it would feel like he's right next to you, and you look
He's right
inside
next to me,
and
isn't he?
you go, what now? And then there's like nothing, and then you look over to your left, and there is Bamillo, blade raised, just going, and he looks down, your hand covered with armament through his chest, holding his beating explosive heart. As you like, you like stand there. As you stand there, Bamillo just goes. The sword clangs. I lost. To Heath.
And then as he's having this moment, and he looks up at him. You may have had a rivalry with me, but I'm not your rival. I have someone else out there that I have to take revenge for, and you're not him. You're just in my way.
You mean the fifth Yonko, Richard Da Vinci?
Yeah. Ever since that defeat I faced, I wasn't gonna let a day go by
You mean
where I
Romano?
wasn't getting to him. And now with you out of the way, I'm a step closer to finally prove myself. I'm sorry it had to come to this. You would have been a great ally.
Shut.
And he just pulls his hand out with his heart.
I would like it to be mentioned that Captain Quinn Cook was back on the boat before.
Yep, nobody
any
saw
of
it. Everyone went back on the boat.
As the body crumples
Just
down
mine, just
to the
me.
ground.
Nope, not me.
As the body crumples to the ground.
He just drops down.
Everyone kind of goes, oh. They all applause for Heath Slater.
Good thing I'm on the ship.
Apollo just kind of just sits there and goes, bro, I literally did nothing there. And he kind of...
Roll
like,
for
just-
Apollo to shoot himself.
If he rolls a 30, he doesn't die. Okay.
Alright. And with that, Heath Slater has successfully killed Bamillo.
I'm so glad I wasn't there.
Alright.
So I just used observation and
Yep.
armament hockey.
And
Alright,
now at this
now-
point,
There's a mess on the
crazy.
ship to clean. Get to it, Heath.
I will let you guys, if
Clean
there's
up
things
this
that you guys
village,
want
too.
to
We're gonna
do
keep this
before
island.
we round things out, you guys can absolutely do that.
I'm gonna be like, Ryan, or Rufus. I'm gonna be like, look, is that the hand fruit? Nope, wait, no, that's
It
the same
isn't-
roll. Same roll.
It does not matter. You cannot roll
Yep,
for that.
I guess
I'm
I
not going to
can.
let you.
Oh,
no,
I cough out some blood.
That's a he can roll for it.
Cordell, I had some few things. He's gonna pick up Bamillo's sword, and he's just gonna keep it.
Yeah, that's a good upgrade.
And he goes up to the captain, and he kind of salutes. Does that mean I get that promotion to manager?
Yeah, you're still gonna be cleaning.
That's fine.
Yeah.
A promotion is a
Manager-
promotion.
manager
And he holds
squad.
up the sword as proof.
Oh, what's this? It looks like a rock.
It's Bamillo's sword.
Oh,
I defeated him in combat.
I mean, I never saw it, but
Apollo can attest.
Actually, I think that thing that was going on with them was a thing where, like, Bamillo used his power to make them equal power. I mean, I don't know what the actual ability
You know,
was, but I think that's what it was.
Heath, I applaud you for not losing to that guy, I guess. I didn't see you win, but you did not lose.
I did win.
You're here. He's not. You did not lose. Apollo, thanks for carrying him. You are now a manager, my friend.
Must have been a hard carry, too. I mean, like, your back must be hurting so hard right now, Apollo.
Don't say anything.
Come on, man.
Yes, sir.
I am
And
gonna.
he just looks at Apollo and just kind of nods like it's okay.
He just sits there glumly, just staring at the ground.
I am gonna ask Ryan though. I'm gonna be like, but like for them, it'd be like distant murmuring, or like if it was in the episode, it'd just be us like kind of murmuring. But I'm gonna be like, tell me what you know of certain fruit. I'm like gonna ask him about it, like to see if he knows.
What the
anything
hand?
about it. Yeah.
Everyone, yeah. I'm not even gonna have you. You don't even have to roll for that. It's in his book. The hand
Like,
is
well, like,
there.
does he know? I'm asking like where it is.
The
Like,
location?
yeah.
Do you want to just roll for it?
Yeah.
Sure. I will let you know he tells you where it is. The name doesn't sound familiar to you, but when the time arrives where you guys will, because you guys will most likely be there at some point, I will let you know that this is where the hand food is.
Alrighty.
Right. Anyone else have anything to do? Oh.
Yes, perfect. Back on the boat, I gather whoever the crew is.
We just gained like
together.
at least 50 people.
Lots of crew. I imagine we have a sizable dining room.
Oh yeah.
Get everybody in there, and I cook up a delicious meal, and I set the big guy in our. I don't literally set him. He's big, but he's setting that in there. I cook them all a delicious meal, which will give them +1 to all their rolls, and then
Yahoo! I'm gonna scream. I'm gonna be like, cookie! I'm gonna be like, free booze for everyone!
And everyone
We're gonna
goes,
throw a
yeah!
party.
Okay.
I have
Here's-
something I
Can I
want to do.
see a doctor?
No, Dr. Spectre treats you for your wounds.
Okay, I have
as you're
something I
in the
wanna
sick
do.
bay.
Thank you.
So we're having this delicious feast, right? What would a father do not feeding his son? I grab a plate of food or 2 plates of food, and I go down to the doctor's chambers, and I set a plate for Harry, and I eat a meal with Harry. I'm like, so Harry, I know you want to be a strong boy. What exactly can you do? I know you told me that you can't swim, and I'm assuming it's because of one of those restrictions.
You watch as Harry, still extremely weak, he's on a breathing tube, and he kind of like has to move it a little bit. You're gonna hear go.
I got something I gotta do.
But he begins to speak softly and goes, I have a devil fruit.
You know what, buddy? Don't worry about it. I'm gonna place my hand on him, and I'm gonna use the Chiu fruit, and I'm gonna heal his wounds.
Dude, I was gonna do that with the repulse, but I was gonna have like an actual like conversation with him and be like, don't tell anyone this happened. Just impress your daddy that you were strong. I had like a whole plan.
Unfortunate. I look at my son and I'm like, you know what? I don't need to be talking to you about strength or anything right now. I just wanna enjoy a meal with you, and right now it doesn't look like you're enjoying much of anything. So then I place my hands on him. I use the Chiu fruit. He's at least
He heals.
not in pain.
I
Like
rolled a
not
27. so-
deadly in pain.
He kind of like sits up straighter, and he kind of looks at you and smiles and goes, takes off the air hose and goes, thanks, Dad. And he starts eating the food and goes, I'm going to get big and strong, just like
Do you want to be in the next battle? At my side.
yeah.
All right.
I can try to. I don't really like fighting as much as you do. And as you guys are like talking, you like look over, and Dr. Spectre, who's checking in on Rufus and Ken, kind of like looks up, and he gives you a look. He looks to Harry with concern, and looks to you with like this stern like, what? And he just kind of, I mean, up to you to decide if you want to address it or not, but he just turns his back to you, and he kind of walks over to his office and starts writing up some.
But yeah, I'll go talk to Spectre. What was that look for? The kid wants to be strong.
How much about your own kid do you actually know?
I know that he's got a fruit. I know that he took a punch from James. I know that he has potential to be strong. I'm trying to do my best, man. You're judging me so hard on the few decisions I've made with him. He's been my son for 2 days.
Look, man, it's not so much the judgment as it's the worry. From personal experience, when you're in fatherhood, and you throw all these ideas into your son's head, things can happen to the point where when he tries to impress you, the plan will fail, and let's just say there's times where he won't just be hurt, he'll be dead.
Well, Spectre, with a man like me at his side, I appreciate your opinion and your concern, but the way I raise my child is up to me. Thanks for being concerned about my boy, but I will do what best suits him, and that doesn't necessarily mean him being at every battle. I just know that he likes to be there with me, because that's where I spend most of my time.
If you say so. I'll finish this up.
I have one more interaction I want to do.
I also had one more.
So,
We got a lot of interactions.
5-hour meeting.
Don't worry,
After
mine will be kind of quick.
after
Okay.
like Paul leaves, it did the thing where Spade like he's like standing like kind of by the door, but Paul doesn't see him when he walks out, and he like kind of slips in, and he's gonna like take a knee next to Harry and be like, "Hey, Harry."
Hi.
And then he's gonna be like, "Listen, kid." He's gonna do the. He's gonna do the thing where he's like turning his head and be like, "I'm sorry." And then he'd do the. It's my fault you're like this. I got thirsty for power, and instead of helping you, I tried to take someone else's power, and you had to pay the price for my mistake. And I'm sorry.
It's okay. I don't blame you. I was just following Daddy's orders. That's kind of why I got kicked in the face. But it's alright. That big bugger is never going to hit me again. Because when he does, my daddy's going to beat the crap out of him.
Spade's gonna chuckle, and then he's gonna be like, "I like you, kid." And then gonna be like, "One of these days, me and your pops are gonna help you get your revenge on that filthy Yonko."
Revenge isn't everything for me. To be honest, all I really want is a new book.
It would do like the thing to like a flashback, like when Spade's like reading the paper that his dad got like killed by the Pirate King, and then it would do like a time skip to him like training in like extreme like conditions. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
And then now, and then it would do the thing like where he like sees himself and Harry like at a younger age, and he would do the. What did you just say?
I want to read a book.
Before that,
My dad is gonna beat the crap out of him.
after that,
I don't remember.
Spade's gonna just nod and be like, "Okay then. Rest well, Harry," and then walk out of
Okay.
the room.
And then Heath Slater kind of looks around for C4.
C4 is he's not in the crow's nest.
I.L.
You can't really see where he's at. You assume he's probably down below putting.
Yeah. He kind of walks down the stairs. Like, C4, you down there?
As you walk by, you pass Craven, who is
I.L.
just sobbing. And he does
C4?
no Craven, and
Oh.
he kind of shoves past you, and he starts like walking away, and he like opens his room and he like slams it shut, and you just hear like muffled sobs.
And he just knocks on the door. Hey, Craven, you alright?
I'm fine, Heath. Slater, just leave me alone.
You don't sound fine. Can I come in there for a minute? We can just chat?
I mean, I guess so, but everybody will judge you for it. No one likes me.
Hey, same boat.
Oh. You hear it unlocking, and he like opens at the door, and like
Eric's
you
just like, it's true, we don't like him.
And he just kind of like shoves them off. Just like,
he like lets you in, and he like kind of like closes the door behind you, and he like sits down on his bunk, and he's not saying anything. He's just kind of fiddling with his hands. Then he like looks up with tears in his eyes and goes, "You didn't see what happened at the battle, did you?"
No. I was too busy fighting for me and Apollo's lives.
I heard about that. Congrats on the win.
Thank
Or I
you.
guess the survival. The captain says that it wasn't your fault. Or it wasn't you that did it, but I don't know. I saw you. I think you're cool. But, Heath, I ran. When I was faced with people that I had seen before in combat, people who I knew who were better than me, I didn't even try to defend my new compatriots. I just ran for it. And then he would think back, and he'd be like, "Did you ever hear about the Skypea destruction?
No.
Barry had Jacob and those other guys destroy Skypea 5 years ago. I grew up in Skypea, a place where men are men, you know? real human. I grew up without a father. I didn't have a father figure to show me what it's like. So for me, I was much more into art, like tattoo art. And then he shows you like his like drawings, and he goes, "The guys made fun of me all the time because despite the fact that my drawings were cool, I couldn't fight for squat. I was much more of a lover than a fighter, and one day there was this woman. I took her out on a date for the first time, and while we were gone, they came and destroyed Skype. I wasn't there to defend my home, for my mother, for anyone. They were all gone. When we came back, this woman, she looked at me with such a rage, and she told me to my face, if you had been there, maybe things would have been different. You're a coward for not being there sooner. I don't even know how that would have been possible. She acted as if I knew that there was going to be an attack, but still those words stung. She left me that day, and I don't know whatever became of her. So I decided to strike up a fake bravado. But I guess sometimes a little bit too much. Spade looks at me with this disgust. Rufus thinks I'm an idiot. You're not knocking.
I am indeed knocking.
No.
Yes.
Because the
What else?
captain doesn't really care for many people in the crew in general besides those that benefit him and Harry. The old man just sits there and just snores. Jaipoot is nice, but I always feel bad about troubling her because she's scary. She also got upset at me about how I treated Xena, which is justified.
Yeah.
Xena is gonna kill me.
Yeah, I can't really agree with you on that aspect, buddy. You did kind of deserve it.
I know.
But
I never meant to just end up in rooms. I just get really confused where I'm going on the ship, and sometimes I just end up in other people's rooms, like in Rufus's and Xena's. Kind of problematic. I think I need help on that end. No. Anyways.
listen, I know that feeling of just running. When I was crewed up with my dad, all I ever did was hide under the deck while he dealt with everything. And when he kicked me out for being lazy, I just went right to the Navy. And every time they laughed at me and all that, but because the only thing I could do was mop the floor. And every time combat rose, cannons started going, I just ran to the lower deck. Even when I was faced with my own father again as a newer man, I forged that symbol, that seal, just to get out of doing something right. But today and yesterday in Watchtower Island, I learned that even no matter how weak you are, no matter how broken down you are, you can still fight.
Huh. Maybe you're right. It's gonna take some time, but maybe I can, actually get it. Maybe I have a shot with Xena. I saw that she's pretty upset about how the Assassin's Guild showed up. I saw her skulking outside on the back end, talking to Tony about something in the past. I think I'll go and just check up on her.
And he just holds his chest as he tries to get up. And he's just like, listen, I'll try and teach you a few things about the ladies. Because you can't...
How about the guys?
The guy in the store.
Might have some.
We don't talk about the guy in the store.
Confrontation.
We don't talk about the confrontation. We don't talk about the...
Alright, lock in, we're almost done.
We're almost done.
And I can teach you a few things. So you don't go stumbling around like an oaf.
No.
And if you need to...
Thanks? I said thanks?
Yeah.
Yes?
Sorry. Sometimes I can be a little...
You gotta suck. But alright. Yeah. Show me the ropes and everything.
Yeah.
Anyways.
Yeah,
I'm just gonna...
Alright, Cordell.
I'm gonna go now.
How does this end?
Rufus. As you get up, after a while, you kind of get bandaged up, stitched up from your injuries, and you walk slowly to your room. You notice you're a man that understands the importance of a locked door now, especially since after Craven. But as you approach and you feel for your key, you notice that the door is already open. And as you walk in, you look around, suspicious. There in your bed, you see two things. An old-looking book and a letter. The letter of which was a very familiar family seal on it. You look slowly at it, unsure. But as you pick it up, you open up the letter first. Inside, you see a list of exactly enough tickets for the entirety of your crew. As you look in, like all of the main people, obviously not all of the crew, because that'd be like 200 tickets.
We even got a ticket for Bobby.
He just got like a stack of tickets for like
There's a lot of tickets.
200
Well, there's
people.
small tickets, but regardless. You look at the note, and inside it reads, "Dear son, I'm surprised to hear that you survived your injuries. Even more surprised to find out that you're adventuring with the Navy. After I heard about everything that happened during Watchtower Island, I decided it'd be best to reach out. We understand each other more than your father and I did. As such, I'm having a final auction. The final auction. And I would very much like it if you would show up for this. If anything, some old friends of yours have talked to me about your importance to them. And I really think that you could do some good for me and for the family. As you are still alive and have not yet projected our family name, I feel as though it should be required of you to actually appear. As a keepsake and as a show to show that I'm not the callous person that your father told you I was, I found one of his old manuals. Something about some vague and old ancient martial art called The Way of the Sea Stone Fist. This should, inside, give you some know-how as how to deal with devil fruit users, as you probably share your father's view about how devil fruit users are devil spawn. Please, trust me. I'm your mother after all. And then, as you read it, you kind of scoff as you look over and you look at the book. And as you read over, you recognize your father's old handwriting. As you sit down on your bed into the night, you read this ancient book.
Bang, 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 bang. Yes.
And you're shocked to learn
Here. No.
that at the pinnacle of this technique, you will have the ability to reject the devil fruit spirits within one's body, making a person incapable of ever eating a devil fruit.
What?
And as you look at this, you kind of just put it back on the shelf, and you think to yourself, should I go? Real quick turnaround. As you're standing on the deck, Apollo approaches you, very glum about how he
Didn't do jack shit.
did a horrible show, despite the fact that he wishes to be strong. And as part of a demonstration, he asked you to show him what exactly level 35 hockey would look like. As you slightly activate as a show of being a mentor, down below, as you take off your shirt and you look into the mirror, you feel that familiar burning sensation on your back. As you look, you see the very familiar detailed map etched into your skin, glowing with the hockey that exudes throughout the ship. You look on it, a painful reminder of what happened to your family that one day. The question is, what does this all mean? Why would she reach out now? She has to be after something. Join us next week as we're going to find out more about Rufus's dog past. Oh yes. And also, back on the Wheelbarrow Island, Xbox Man sat watching as the crew left, saying Xbox, Xbox, Xbox. And then he stands up and goes, bang. And that's where we're going to end today's episode. Thank you for staying tuned for the whole 3 hours. That was crazy.
Future Becky, future Ryan, thanks for watching.
And our friend in Poland.
Yes, Jagoda, if you
If you somehow listened to all 3 hours,
She did not listen all 3 hours.
That would be insane.
Shout out.
Bang.
E-Crunch.
Shout out to Squarespace.
Okay, bye everyone.
Bye-bye.
Bye everyone.
Bye bye.
Bye, have a great time.
Bye.